Welcome to Police Marathons, your daily crime stories to fall asleep to. Before we start, drop a comment with what time it is for you right now and where you're watching from. I want to see how far these stories reach across the world. And don't forget to subscribe for tomorrow's marathon.
This eerie footage of 98-year-old Margaret Douglas was taken just moments before she was murdered.
She couldn't hardly sleep. I touched it, it was cold, felt clammy, but felt like styrofoam.
Wait, they showed her on camera right before that happened.
I don't believe. Oh my God.
That woman was 98 years old. And it's my son.
The police in Wadsworth, Ohio never could have expected that their investigation into another local crime would lead them to the key to solving the mystery behind her death and the nightmarish things that were done to her body afterwards. The deranged motive behind the unthinkable crime would leave the offender's family, as well as the police, in shock. The nightmare started when a man called the police to report that his car had been stolen. Much of what he reported was a lie, but would still lead to a truth so disturbing it would stick with the investigators for the rest of their careers. When police brought a 17-year-old Gavin Ramsey into the station on April 13, 2018, to talk about breaking curfew and the increase of crimes in his neighborhood, they had no idea what they were getting into. Gavin was accompanied by his mother, Chris, and the police informed them both that he was not under arrest and could leave at any time. Some of the following footage has never been seen before.
Never been seen
Gavin,
before.
does your mom know why
Are we
you're
going
here?
deep?
I think
Well,
yeah.
he said he climbed on top of the church.
Yeah.
And so there's got to be more to that story because I wouldn't be going down here and picking up the pool if that's what he did.
The police were already well acquainted with
they
Gavin.
already know something is up.
Lately, he appeared to have made a habit of going out at night to get up to all manner of mischief. This time, Gavin told a story about secretly meeting up with his friend, Braden.
We weren't really doing anything. Then we went over to the church and climbed on top. And then we went into the
Climbing
courtyard.
on top of a church at night, bro. Come on.
Nah, you did more. Unfortunately, you guys have left behind some very telling items. Okay? If we're going to get to the bottom of this, let's just make it the truth all at once
evidence on
and
him.
deal with
Oh,
it
no.
and get it done.
You're 17.
Yeah. You're a kid, so you're not looking at as much trouble.
The officer might come to regret this comment once she uncovers the full extent of Gavin's crimes. For now, all the police
She
knew
really
was
told
that
him he
Gavin
wouldn't
had
get
been
much
out
trouble.
after his curfew, but that was barely scraping the surface. Since he was staying rather tight-lipped, they also attempted to get the story from his friend, Braden.
Your phone.
Yes.
Where do you think you
Oh,
left
they
it?
going to Braden. Now smart move.
That I have no idea.
What were you doing last night?
Just out walking around. I forget the officer's name, but somebody stopped me and I talked to him for a
Bro,
little
they're
bit.
questioning everybody
I
now.
looking for somebody.
Who were you walking around with?
Nobody.
There was a very good reason the police were out looking for someone. They had no idea how close they'd come to catching their culprit that night.
So the cops
lighter?
literally talked to Braden that
Mhm.
night and let him
No.
go.
Would you be surprised if I told you that there was a lighter with your phone?
Honestly, yes.
Okay.
Gavin and Braden had a problem. In addition to the phone and lighter left at the church, the police also had security
They left
footage
even
of the
more evidence
boys.
behind Bro.
When Braden was confronted with this, his story changed.
If you just want to be honest with me, that would be great. And if not, I can just say that you said you were nowhere near and...
They got the footage, bro. Just tell the truth.
Okay. I appreciate, I guess, the straight upness. I do, honestly. I was out with a friend. We were just messing around, and I'm not exactly sure what church that is, but we decided to get up on top of the roof, and then we dropped down to see if one of the doors were open, and then it started a silent alarm, not really silent, we heard it. We saw an officer walking from the church, and then we ran from him.
So
So
was
they
that
literally ran from the
Gavin's
cops that
green
night.
lighter then, or yours?
Green lighter, that would be Gavin's.
When he found out Braden was talking to police, Gavin confirmed the story about the alarm. This would be the first in a
so now you
series
wanna
of
confirm it,
confessions
huh?
he would make over the coming days.
I didn't even know what was going off because we were over by the windows and they were already cracked open. And like we were just messing with them.
Messing with
like,
the windows, bro.
Honestly cracked
Sure,
open.
just messing
I'm not
around.
lying anymore.
This immediately raises the question of what else Gavin had lied about.
You'd think that would be enough to scare the bejeebies out of you and go home. Were you guys going to hide in the trailer?
No.
What did you do with
What
the
were they
trailer?
really doing out there then?
I poked my knife behind like the little seam in it and popped it out.
Why were you guys going to go in there?
I don't know. We honestly had nothing to do. And me and Brayden together, we know it's not good, but I don't know.
Bro said we know it's not good. Like, yeah, no kidding.
According to Gavin's mother, her son wasn't supposed to be hanging out with Brayden. This restriction didn't appear to have the intended effect, but that would soon be inconsequential compared to what else
this
Gavin
is
had
about to
been
get
up
so
to.
much worse.
You guys do anything else in the area?
No.
So you guys didn't go into any cars? You know what? It would make me feel a lot better now if it was just the two of you that
Oh,
went into the
they
cars.
definitely went into cars.
Yeah.
You know, because of the other issue in the area. I'm sure.
I didn't even know there was a car issue there.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. You guys didn't. Now would be the time to tell, okay? Because we processed the cars, we did fingerprints and DNA. He's been in trouble.
They got the
I
evidence,
assume
bro. It's
you
over.
were with him at Central Intermediate
Yes.
School?
Yes.
So your DNA is
Oh,
on
yeah.
file as well. So that's all going to come up. If it's you guys, for goodness sakes, it's just rummaging through cars and nothing was even taken that they could tell. We've had a lot of goings on in the
Bro,
neighborhood
they are
lately.
slowly building up to something way
And
worse.
probably more than the general public is aware. That's
I'm
for
sure. I'm sure.
More than one incident. Yeah, so more than one incident. So,
Okay.
unfortunately,
They are slowly closing in
we're
on it.
trying to see if, they're all related.
Right.
The most extreme recent crime in the area came to the attention of police just a week earlier when they received a troubling call, which would kick off a case more
no, this is
disturbing
about to
than
get
anyone
way
could have
worse.
anticipated. At first, they never imagined it was connected to Gavin's nighttime mischief, but would come to find that the cases were inextricable.
Watcher Police.
Yes, this is Howard Leisure. My aunt lives on Portage Street.
Wait, so this is
Okay.
about that
and
98-year-old
a friend of ours
lady.
stopped over there yesterday to check on her, and she was nowhere to be found. We didn't know if you found anybody wandering.
No, we don't have any reports of anybody wandering.
We can't find her in the house anywhere. He went in the house and looked through
So
the whole
that's
house.
the
Couldn't find her.
98-year-old woman
We
from
don't
the
know where
beginning.
she's at. She's 98 years old.
Did she live there by herself?
She lives there by herself, yes.
What's her name?
Margaret Douglas. And she never locks her house.
Okay.
She doesn't drive. She doesn't have a
Wait, she
car.
never locks her
and I
house?
checked with
That's the connection.
What relatives I had phone numbers for, and nobody's heard from her or picked her up. So
Okay.
This was obviously worrying, but Margaret's disappearance would only become more
They
harrowing
already
as the
told us
search
she was
got
murdered,
underway.
bro. This
When the
is about to
police
get
were
dark.
chatting with Gavin in the first of two interviews, they attempted to uncover what else he might have gotten up to on recent nights.
I'm guessing this isn't the first time yet.
Well, no, like we've snuck out in the past before.
Yeah,
but
obviously not the first time, bro.
since I've got in trouble, this most recent one, like without the law, I haven't really snuck out at all.
When was this recent time that he got in trouble on?
He has not had any freedom at all. I mean,
Yeah,
he
I
literally
bet
goes
he
to work
hasn't
at
had
home
freedom, sure.
probably 3 months because he makes bad choices, and we don't want that for our kids. So he literally
They
has no
tried to
life.
keep him in line, but it was too
At least
late.
that's what Chris thought. She clearly had no idea just how busy her son had been. Police had unwittingly started the process of uncovering the truth of Gavin's
She had no
activities
clue
the
what that
previous
boy was
week
doing.
when talking to Margaret Douglas's nephew, Howard. Desperate to find his aunt and willing to help in any way he could, Howard and his wife Cindy went to the police station to answer questions.
So when was the last time you guys were there?
Okay,
That was,
so they're
I'm
piecing
thinking
together
it
the
was a
timeline
Tuesday
now.
in March 27th, I think it might have been.
Anything that anybody said?
It set off an alarm? No.
No.
Margaret bothered me. That's why it's so just horrible. She would keep him hard to sleep.
A 98-year-old woman living alone never locks her door, bro.
David called us.
David, who had grown up next door to Margaret and her late husband, was the couple's friend and caretaker. The police would need to talk to him too, sooner rather than later.
To talk to everybody
During Gavin's first interview, things got progressively more disturbing as well, but police could never have guessed that his tale would eventually become a full-blown horror story.
Did you rummage through glove boxes or anything?
A full-blown horror story, bro. What did this kid do?
And you didn't take not even change or anything?
Maybe like 50 cents, but other than that, seriously nothing.
Okay.
What'd you do if someone did that to my
Bro,
car?
you were literally rummaging
Like,
through
that
cars.
is so upsetting and scary.
I understand that, but it's really their own fault for not locking.
No, I don't lock mine half the time. Because
You lock yours every day.
it's not the point. It's not yours.
Gavin's crimes would only escalate from this point on.
Bro. He already
The previous
broke into
week,
cars.
with no
What else
idea
did this
that they
kid
were
do?
working on a connected case, the police met with Margaret's friend David. What he told them would prove to be invaluable, though it was far from reassuring.
David knows something.
And I came up Sunday, and on 4:30 and 5, somewhere around there, and there were 3 newspapers on the front porch. So I knocked on the door and then opened it. She never locked her door.
She never locked her door,
Was it
just
common
like they
knowledge
said
that her
earlier.
front door was not locked?
I don't think so. I know we never told anybody. I wouldn't want anybody to know something like that, you know.
David walked through every room in the house, including the basement, but couldn't find Margaret. Where she
So
was
where the hell is
ultimately
she
found
then?
would sicken and outrage everyone who cared about her. During the first conversation with Gavin, which took place a week after Margaret's disappearance, it became obvious that he'd been up to far worse things than he initially let on.
We had a carjacking,
Oh my God.
and the suspect is a young white
Wait,
male
carjacking too? This kid is
with a
escalating
nice
fast.
complexion and blue eyes. Is that you?
No, it's not me. I wouldn't know the first thing about jacking a car.
The proximity of the crimes was more than slightly suspicious, and the police
we all
likely
know it
believed
was you,
Gavin
come on.
was still holding back. They had unknowingly drawn closer to the heart of Gavin's dark secrets when Margaret's friend David recounted not being able to find her. Little did anyone know that this would be the lead-up to a stomach-churning discovery.
Is right.
Well, I
This
called
is about
Howard
to
and
get dark.
nephew to see if they came up, because they come up and take a grocery shopping every 2 weeks, like or salt. See if they took a grocery shopping. He said no, they hadn't.
When Howard still couldn't reach Margaret the next morning,
nobody knew
he
where
went
she
to the
was this
house
whole
in
time.
person. Meanwhile, David also called some of Margaret's other friends and neighbors, but they hadn't heard from her either.
And this was all on Sunday?
Yeah. And then,
Were you making those calls on your cell
They're
phone?
doing everything they
no,
can
I
to
made
find
it on
her.
her phone there
On her phone?
on the desk. It's the old style phone.
Oh, the rotary phone?
Yeah, the rotary phone.
Okay.
Yeah, and I called on that.
You don't want to use that digital phone?
A rotary phone.
Well,
That's how
it
old
wasn't
school
in,
she was.
Bracket
Oh,
where
okay.
she kept it.
The missing phone would also turn out to have shocking implications, along with a few other seemingly innocuous observations
phone
made
is
by
gonna tie
Howard
back
and
to
his
Gavin.
wife.
I know
I
it.
know we weren't able to find her wallet and checkbook. Can you describe her wallet to me?
Her wallet is red. It's about, I would say rectangle. I would say
The wallet,
maybe
the phone, everything is missing.
4 inches in width.
Do you remember the location of the heater when you were there?
Oh yeah, it was right smack in front of the closet door.
Okay.
And actually that thought
The
hit my
heater was
mind
blocking the
when
closet door.
when they asked me to look for her coat. And I went over there and I thought, why did Margaret put that heater in front of the closet door?
The odd placement of the heater would come up again later. Perhaps the strangest thing was a
heater was
jar of
hiding something
blackberry
in that
jam
closet.
in Margaret's living room. There would turn out to be a sick reason it was there, but nobody knew that yet. Gavin's second interview, however, would eventually tell all.
The jam broke.
After
What is
searching the
jam
house
about?
twice and finding no sign of Margaret, Howard and Cindy decided it was time to call the police. When they arrived, Howard helped them search the house yet again, which is when the case took a turn. During their first conversation with Gavin, the police brought up the terrible results of that search.
There's no reason for me to fluff anything up.
Nope.
And I'm sure you guys know about the elderly woman that was found.
Oh my God, that was horrifying. That was
Bro, he says horrifying, like he wasn't involved.
It is horrifying.
Did you know her at all?
No, other than just to see her out, like on a porch. That actually makes me want to cry. Like, how do you get to be 98 years old? Nobody lives to be 98. It's so rare. And someone else thought that that was okay. Like, how did that? I don't know. Like, why does your life end like that?
That's right. Margaret lived just around the corner from Gavin. Tragically, she'd been found deceased. She'd been strangled and her body hidden inside her own home. But the most horrifying facts of what was done to her body after death were not yet known. The answer of who was twisted enough to commit such a crime would hit far closer to home than anyone anticipated.
And then I'd get all scared. I'm like, oh my God, I have all my porch lights on now at night. I have stranger danger issues.
You're scared now.
The irony of Chris's stranger danger issues would not be lost for long.
I can't imagine you doing something like that. I just interacted with you this little bit. I can't imagine that's in your wheelhouse.
No.
But there was so much about Gavin that nobody knew, including his capacity for unspeakable cruelty.
I asked, did you get put in a bad situation? Did somebody put you in a bad situation? No.
Yeah, let's get it this way. Honesty is always what's best.
I'm not holding anything back.
They already know.
You've already gotten yourself in trouble, so.
I know, and I don't know what to say.
Is there more? Because you know it always comes out.
It's not that there's anything more. It's what the.
Bro, you are absolutely holding something back.
What I always told you kids, what happens in the dark comes out in the light. That's the way it works. You mess up, you get caught. You make bad choices, you're going to pay for it. So if there's something else, let's get it all out on the table.
This kid did something.
So that we know what we're dealing with.
There's not anything else. It's. I don't know. I'm mad at myself. I'm so mad at myself.
What are you so mad at yourself for?
I was 16, already had a felony, like 5 misdemeanors, and now I'm going to be in more trouble. I have to go back to court. I'm done with it. I'm so done with it. I'm costing them thousands of dollars. Constant heartbreak. I've honestly probably never made either of them proud. I don't do anything good.
Stop cussing.
You didn't take anybody's car?
Don't play the victim card right now.
Have you ever used an app called Grindr?
No.
How do you feel about gay people?
I'm not gay.
Oh, that's okay. But they don't bother you?
No, nobody bothers me.
Oh, they are definitely going
this
somewhere
might seem
with
like a strange line of questioning, but there's a very good reason the detective is asking this question. It likely evoked a feeling of dread for Gavin, as it means that the police know far more than they've been letting on. Earlier, the police kept trying to determine what could have motivated someone to kill Margaret in such an atrocious manner.
So you guys didn't argue?
No.
She wasn't upset about anything? And you can't think of anybody that would want to hurt her or that would gain any?
The detective once again pushed harder for
exactly
answers
who did
from
it
Gavin,
already.
leading him to make an unexpected request.
Is there something else you need to tell us? What's upsetting you so much?
Nothing.
The detective clearly hit on something.
I think you
They
two
got the
actually
grinder
leave,
receipts.
What's that?
You two actually leave. So I can talk to her.
Yeah.
Knowing what had happened to Margaret, Gavin's mother was likely terrified of what her son didn't want to say in front of her. As it turns out, she had good reason to be concerned. Gavin was also unable to hide his emotions in the interrogation room, but this didn't stop him from giving the detective at least one of the answers she wanted, finally addressing the previous question about meeting up with someone from Grindr. But this was only one of the many secrets she would convince Gavin to spill.
The carjacking, it was me. I'm going to be honest about it, but the way that he explained it, that guy, that's not right. That grinder thing, yeah, I have been on it. And this guy was like the first time that this happened, and I told him, like, I was 17 and everything, and I wasn't planning on doing anything.
He told the guy he was 16, bro. This is bad.
Not my style. I was just, like, he's a 40-year-old man trying to get with a 17-year-old, so I was just going to rob him. It's still messed up, but against what he's doing, I really think it is.
Bro is really trying to justify robbing someone right now.
The carjacking thing, I never even left Overlook. I literally, I got in, and he's like, what, should we go to the back seat? I'm like, yeah, sure. So he got out. I sit and locked the doors, and hopped in the driver's seat and just drove around.
So he literally just stole the car like that.
Do you have his wallet?
No, that's because I kept asking him. Like, I cracked the window of the car, cause he walked up, doors go out, and everything.
Bro is describing this way too casually.
And he's like, I don't have it. So then, I opened his glove box and all that. And I'm like, well, show me your pockets. And he's like, I don't have it, but can I have my phone? I'm like, no. And then I turned, and he tried to grab the window.
So now someone tried to grab him too.
I gassed it, and he walked, and that's when he left Overlook. And then I went up to, where the dumpsters are, you know where that white van is? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's...
Bro is giving way too many details right now.
Gavin added that he threw the man's phone out the window shortly before he abandoned the car, then blocked the man on Grindr. Believe it or not, all of this would be connected to Margaret's death in the coming days.
I don't even have the app.
Wait, how does stealing a car connect to killing a 98-year-old?
I didn't want to say that in front of my mom.
Are you gay?
No, that's not it. I didn't have any plans to do anything.
Bro, you were literally on Grindr.
He's thinking what's going to happen.
I mean...
Was there an act that you guys agreed upon?
Not really, no. Just, NSA. I didn't even know what that meant, but it means no strings attached.
Okay. Did he touch you at all?
The detective is really pressing him on this.
Why were you on that app?
Really, just for that reason, to find guys that are that low of people, I guess.
That want to get with kids.
Mm-hmm. It's karma, really.
Bro, you are not some vigilante who robbed a man.
Then I'm gonna rob you.
The carjacking would be completely overshadowed by what else Gavin had done. The police got a hint of the madness to come while searching Margaret's home, though they couldn't have imagined the nightmare they had uncovered.
You didn't hurt that old lady, did you?
No, and that's what I was pissed about earlier.
Bro, we already know you did it. Just stop.
What were you pissed about?
Because there's actually people that do the video killing the girl. And that's, I just said some dark stuff and everything. And
what dark stuff is he about to say?
I don't know, people know. I'm a dark person, I guess, but I'm not gonna go kill somebody. It's not like that. But people are they're like, oh, you killed her, didn't you? I really feel like you did. I'm like, no, I didn't.
Bro, the videos, the dark stuff you mentioned earlier, this is not looking good.
It's making me really mad. It really is.
There's no reason that we would find your DNA inside her house because we swabbed the hell out of that house.
You shouldn't.
Oh, they swabbed the house. This is about to be over
What do you think
for
should
him.
happen to somebody that does that?
That kill someone?
Kills a 98-year-old woman. Yeah.
I don't know. I think eye for an eye is the best way to go. That's how I look at things. Eye for an eye.
I mean, if it makes you feel better,
Bro,
I will
he is
give them your
literally
name
telling on
and
himself
let them know
right
your
now.
DNA is on file, and they can rule you out. Okay, when we get a DNA profile. Would that help you?
I mean, what, for like the lady?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that doesn't bother me.
Braden's DNA was also on record and would be compared to the crime scene. Howard, Cindy, and David all agreed to provide the police with DNA samples and fingerprints so they could be ruled out as suspects.
I'm sure your mom's standing out there freaking out.
Yeah, she probably thinks I'm confessing.
Yeah, his mom definitely knows something is
Been in
off.
here so long.
Just 3 days later, this remark would be cast in a chilling new light.
Why would you even hear about an app like that?
3 days later, bro, what did they
I
find?
don't know. Like I said, Mom, I don't know why I do anything that I do.
That sounds all vigilante crazy to me. That's what that sounds like. So that will get forwarded also, and then God only knows what
Yeah, that
charge is
vigilante
gonna look
story
like.
ain't fooling nobody.
You see how all these horrible things kind of tie together?
Yeah.
And you start to get pretty worried about what's happening, especially with the escalation of...
Yeah.
So, if there's something else or somebody else that you know is out there doing
Know
stupid
where this is
crap,
going.
Yeah.
can keep it on the down low. Your name won't cross my lips, but I need to get to the bottom of what happened to this poor woman.
While Gavin assured the detective that he'd told her everything, the bulk of his secrets had not yet been spilled. Unaware of what her son had done, Chris permitted the police to search Gavin's phone. With that, they left the police department. When it came to the phone, the investigators were mainly looking for anything about the carjacking. Instead, they found something completely unexpected. It was awful enough that 2 detectives rushed to the Ramsey house to place him under arrest. Take note that he was made aware of his Miranda rights as soon as he was seated in the police car.
When you had your mom leave the room the other day, were you going to tell me this?
No, this was the carjacking thing. I thought about it, but I didn't know what to do.
Did you know I'd be coming to see you after
He
we
thought
got your
about
phone?
confessing and chickened out.
I figured. As soon as I heard the knock on the door, I honestly, if my boobs would died, I think I would have ran out.
When the detective ushered Gavin into the video-recorded interrogation
about to
room,
run, bro.
His distress was obvious.
I'll be right back in, okay? You sure I can't get you a drink?
He is completely falling apart in there.
I know telling me about it doesn't give you much relief.
The detective trying to ease him into talking.
Just Tim's in fact that it ruined my life.
We can't go back and change it.
No.
At this point, we just have to figure out what's going on.
You ruined way more than your life.
And you didn't take anything from the house. Like I said before, it doesn't make a difference either way.
I mean, what other crime could I commit that would really
Bro,
matter?
you killed a 98-year-old woman. What do you mean? What other crime?
Grandpa? Think you're breathing? Feel more comfortable laying down then? Do you want to take these off so I get a little bit? That's up to you guys. You mind?
I don't mind. I'm not worried about
A
you.
little bit more comfortable, you know what I'm saying?
Once Gavin was uncuffed, the detective set about filling in the specifics of the
uncuffed him after
gruesome
all
yet
that.
patchy tale Gavin shared on the drive to the station. The truth was about to come out once and for all, but each detail would make it more horrific than anyone could have imagined.
Did you go in the house initially just to steal something?
Just, honestly, all I did was I wanted the adrenaline rush.
Oh, I just go into a
Adrenaline rush. Bro, you killed a 98-year-old woman.
I think that's why I broke into the cars and stuff. Is that risk factor. And all I've ever done is take risk because that's the
Bro,
only
you
thing
killed a
that makes me.
98-year-old woman for adrenaline.
That's your drug, adrenaline?
Yeah, like, I don't know, nothing feels wrong with me. When I have adrenaline, it's like, alright.
You feel alive.
Adrenaline is not an excuse for what you did, bro.
Right?
I don't know about me,
But you understand, like, you feel like
yeah, it feels different. I don't know how to explain that.
Any bad
Bro,
stuff
you
that
killed a
goes away.
98-year-old woman for adrenaline.
I guess.
This tied back to something unsettling Gavin had said in the car on the way to the police station.
The adrenaline.
What did he say in
Is
the
the
car,
only
though?
thing that makes me feel like I'm even alive.
Like when you met up with the guy with the car, is that adrenaline?
Yes.
Gavin continued his story, and he revealed that his meeting with the man
So
from
the
Grindr
adrenaline thing
hadn't
is his whole
gone
motive,
quite
huh?
like he previously said.
And there was some physical stuff that went on between the two of you in the car, right?
Yeah.
First time.
So now the real story starts coming out.
Yeah. Stuff happened when I was younger, but it wasn't voluntary for me.
You just weren't sure. Like when you got there, it's kind of like here's the plan, then things just start
So
happening.
he didn't even know what he wanted going in.
Yeah, no, that's kind of freaked me out a little bit.
What freaked you out? Your reaction to it or him?
I don't know, just once I realized I was.
He doesn't even know what he's feeling that
car
start.
with some guy.
So when you realize it's just crazy.
Yeah, and I didn't want to be part of it anymore.
Had you met anybody on Grindr before?
I had, yeah, before.
So your whole intention of going in the house was
So
just
this wasn't even his first time on
the
that.
house.
Yeah, I didn't even want to rob the house.
It was just the sneaky thrill of can I get into someone's house and get out and get away with it.
Yeah, but if the door was locked, I would have just walked away. The whole breaking into the house, that was
Bro,
the
you
interesting
literally
part.
broke a window, though.
I think I didn't even have a grip on reality whenever I did that.
You can probably guess whose house Gavin entered. As terrifying as this was, what he did next
He
was
went to that
truly
old lady's house,
mind-boggling.
bro.
I didn't know whose house it was at first until
You saw her. And you knew she knew you.
Had you talked to her before? I know we discussed this a couple times, but
just
They
doing it.
already know he knew that old
Like
lady.
when I was 13 or 14, going to shovel driveways and stuff. You know, when I was actually doing something good.
and nobody was with you this night, and you've not told anybody about this.
No, nobody.
He knew that old lady from church, bro. This
Was
is
it
so
dark on
dark.
that side of the house? No lights on or nothing?
None at all?
Well, no, there was the lamp. The lamp was on.
Were you in her house for a little while before you woke her up?
I mean, I came up onto the porch.
He was just walking around her house in the
Didn't
dark.
know what I was going to do. And I looked in the window and everything. I don't know, I felt like going into a house is like the biggest adrenaline rush I could get, I guess.
Bro said breaking into a
Then I tried the
98-year-old
door
woman's
knob,
house
and
is a rush.
that just happened to be unlocked.
Was it the front door or back door?
Or back door. Well, she was already asleep whenever I went in, because when I came around the corner,
So
that's
she
when
was
I saw
asleep
her.
and he still went in, bro.
I didn't expect to see someone right there. I didn't hear anything. So I came in, I opened the door, I just listened. And then I didn't hear anything, so maybe nobody's
Bro
home.
is describing this like it's
And
nothing.
then I go to walk around that corner, I'm still going slow, but I see her, and she's, I don't know, sleeping or something. And then I go to turn around and hit the
Bro,
chair.
you saw her
It made a
and
noise
still
and she
stayed.
woke up.
And she scream at that point, you said?
Yeah, because like when I hit the chair, I like turned back around and I looked, and she was there staring at me.
So she saw his face. That's how she knew him.
And then went for the phone. Charity, what it looked like.
Was that when you were trying to get the phone away from her so she couldn't call? Did you not get away, or is that what you guys thought it was the phone?
It was
just right.
Like a little bit of a fight. I think I threw it under the couch. I'm not really sure. By the time I even realized what I was doing, it was too late to stop anything.
And you realize what you're doing on top of her with your hands on her and stuff. That's when it's okay.
Gavin showed the police an injury on his hand where Margaret's nails dug into his arm. He had other scrapes on his hands, but claimed these were unrelated. Margaret never stood a chance in the fight against Gavin,
98 years old,
which likely made her final moments even more horrendous.
So when she died, was she on the couch or on the floor?
Floor.
Were you on top of her then?
Kind of.
Like straddling her?
Yeah.
And did you use one hand or both?
Both.
This is genuinely horrifying,
Squeeze
man.
it
She
or
was
push her against
98.
the floor or both?
Both.
And you said you don't remember if she was bleeding at that point?
The only reason I can think
Both hands on a 98-year-old woman, man.
when I put my hand over her mouth.
So when you were holding her hand over her mouth, you might have pushed too hard and maybe made her nose bleed.
Yeah.
The detectives knew Gavin had skipped over several particularly nauseating details, but those would eventually come out too.
So how long do you think you were in the house before you woke her up?
I don't know, probably like 10, 15 minutes.
And then from the time you woke her up
10 to 15 minutes,
to the time
just
you
creeping
ended
around
up
her
on top
house.
of her, choking her, how long did that whole part take?
Probably like 5 minutes.
Was she like fighting back with you then, trying to struggle, and then you guys went down?
Yeah.
5 minutes of a 98-year-old fighting for her life.
But you don't remember ripping her panties?
Margaret's underwear was not just torn, but completely ripped from her body. Her bloody nightgown and bra were pushed up around her upper body.
Than he was letting on.
Fearing the implications, crime scene investigators swabbed all of Margaret's clothing, her body, and the items in the closet. The results would once again emphasize how reprehensible this crime was.
This just keeps getting worse and worse.
That's what's happening? Did you say anything to her?
No, it happened.
Happened quick.
The level of indignity Margaret's body was subjected to was further emphasized in the detective's conversation with Margaret's nephew, Howard.
And how many times did you guys go into the closet?
I went in twice. When we first got there, the first thing I did was open the closet. But I had to move that heater.
The nephew had to see all that.
It's never there.
Can you tell me how it was positioned in front of the door?
It was flat against the door. All I had to do was put my fingers underneath the top lip, and I lifted it up and set it out of the way. The first time I looked,
he blocked the closet door to hide her body.
So I moved it back.
Howard said his wife Cindy also moved the heater twice to look in the closet for Margaret's coat to see if she might have left. However, the coat was found in the closet, though it wasn't on the hanger where it belonged.
So the coat was just thrown in there.
Howard's second foray into the closet was life-altering.
That's when I noticed the tennis shoe.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried to pick it up. I couldn't pick it up. I'm thinking, what's holding the shoe? So I finally grabbed another piece of clothing and threw it back. And I've never seen this before in my life.
Okay.
White, and I touched it. It was cold, felt clammy, but felt like styrofoam to me. So I moved it.
That's the same line from the beginning. Wow, full circle.
So I moved another piece of clothing, and that's when I turned to go down like this, and I felt it up part of her leg, and it felt the same way. I'm thinking, why she got
He had to
styrofoam
feel
in
his
here?
own
What
hand
is
like
it?
that, bro. That's horrible.
Then it hit me.
So it took you a minute to realize that it was her in there?
Yes, it did.
Margaret's other shoe was also found in the closet, carelessly thrown on top of her, along with other items from the closet.
They just threw
It
stuff
appeared
on
that
top
Gavin
of her
had
like
pulled
she
items
was
down
nothing.
at random in an effort to conceal the body, including a sweater and a vacuum cleaner.
That's when basically we left the house.
A vacuum cleaner on top of a 98-year-old woman.
I've never seen. I'm sure you guys do all the time, but I've never.
Yeah, it's not something you get used to, no matter how many times.
No.
Nah, that man is forever changed after finding her like that.
Yeah, that's what.
It took you a minute to realize what it was.
Oh yeah, then oh God.
Well, she didn't get in there herself.
I know.
That line
she
right
went
there
over there to eat her by
says it
herself
all.
and cover herself up. I know that.
When Margaret's body was removed from the closet, police made the skin-crawling discovery that she'd been laying on top of her torn underwear.
How long
Torn
did you
underwear.
stay there before you
Nah,
put her
this
in
is
the
so much worse than I thought.
That was probably like 30 minutes. I just kind of sat there and I didn't know like what was going on. Like I was still in shock. And then
30
I
minutes,
checked
bro.
my phone.
That is wild.
And it said it was like 4 something. And I knew my mom had to get up at 5 for work.
So then you made the decision then? Did you look around for another place to put her, or was that just the first place you came along?
He really just casually hit a body like that.
Considering like my time limit.
And then you drug her by her feet, you said, to the closet. What part of her body did you put in there first?
Bro, the detective is not letting him skip any detail.
That went in first.
Did you close the closet door? Did you put that heater in front of the door?
Yeah.
He was literally
The closet
trying
where
to
Margaret's
hide what he
body was
did.
found was only about 2 3/4 feet wide by 1 3/4 feet deep. In order to make her body fit, Gavin contorted and shoved her into the space, face down, with her knees bent and arms folded.
And you didn't take her
Stuffed a whole
wallet.
person in that tiny space.
Nobody cares about the 60 or 80 bucks.
Yeah, nobody cares anything in there. I did, but it's gone. We can throw it. Trash also, which trash at my house.
The trash was long gone by this point, but that
So he
didn't
took the
turn out
wallet
to be
and
an
trashed it
issue.
too, bro. What?
Police once again involved Gavin's parents, who had followed the arrest team to the police station to help them with their investigation.
The parents again, bro. They keep getting pulled into this.
This is going to be a weird request. I need you to take your brother and take him out of the house right now. I will explain later. Maybe go to Uncle David's
They about to search that
and
house
him there,
right
and
now.
we'll call you when you can come home. No, everything's not all right, Zach, but don't tell your brothers right now.
Once Gavin's 3 brothers were out of the house, the police carried out a search warrant.
They about to find
Their
everything
efforts
in
were
that
not
house.
in vain. Tucked away in the back of a dresser drawer with Gavin's jeans, the police located Margaret's missing red wallet. Gavin confessed he'd spent all the cash on cigarettes, but Margaret's cards were all accounted
All that for some cigarettes, bro.
However, the wallet wasn't the only item of interest.
The night you were out at Margaret's, had you drank or smoked anything? Done any drugs that night?
No, but I was actually sober that night.
Being sober makes this so much worse, honestly.
I smoke weed and I drink because I can't handle myself when I'm sober. Or I can't comprehend. I don't even know the word to use.
Bro, you were sober.
My thoughts when I'm sober are dark. When I'm high, they're like good thoughts.
Had you ever thought about harming anybody before or taking someone's life before?
Not like planning it out, but like, oh, I'm so mad I could go kill someone right now. Like that kind
Bro,
of thing.
you just said you were sober that night.
But you never imagined yourself actually doing it?
No, I could never vision myself.
Gavin shared with the police that he had struggled with the urge to take his own life. He refrained, he said, for the sake of his mother, who would have been
But he didn't
heartbroken.
refrain from taking
I mean, I
hers.
wondered what killing somebody would feel like, but I've also wondered what jumping off the building would feel like. So it's not like anything about this was premeditated.
Bro, you killed
During
a
their search,
98-year-old
police
woman.
came
Don't
across a
compare
journal
that.
in his bedroom that would prove that, once again, Gavin was not sharing the whole truth. The journal began with 2 research projects on the serial killers Donald Henry Gaskins and Ted Bundy. After this, the entries transitioned to ideas for skits and short
Serial killer
films.
research, and he said it wasn't
Chillingly, in
premeditated,
each one,
bro. Come
Gavin
on.
played the role of a killer. The victim in almost every story was to be played by Braden. As skin-crawling as this was, the entries containing Gavin's personal thoughts were by far the most disturbing.
The journal is
In
about
one,
to be the
Gavin
worst
wrote,
part.
I want to know what's wrong with me. Sometimes I just want to go off on someone and beat them until they're not breathing anymore. It's not
He
even for
literally
attention
just
or
said
anything.
it wasn't
I honestly
premeditated,
want
bro.
to take
The
someone's
journal
life.
says otherwise.
In another entry, he wrote, I don't feel empathy or sympathy for anybody. Like, I just don't give it.
You never told your counselor about any of the thoughts that you have?
He literally wrote it all down instead.
She didn't. She started with trying to treat the depression first. But that's the thing. I don't know if this can be fixed. And he goes, it doesn't feel like it's some regular emotion. This feels like it's natural, and I don't want it to be. I don't.
He knows something is wrong and still did it.
Gavin had been in counseling on and off for years and was diagnosed with ADHD and depression. Another entry Gavin made in his journal highlighted his depravity.
That journal is
He
terrifying,
wrote,
bro.
I think if counseling doesn't help, I'm honestly going to kill someone. I'll probably take a girl out to the woods and rape her and kill her. I wouldn't feel bad about it, but I know it's wrong. We might never know exactly how much Gavin told his counselor, but he appears to have been very upfront with his coworker Haley. Haley shared a Snapchat conversation with police in which Gavin told her flat out, quote, I watched one of those videos on YouTube and I laughed, and I'm pretty sure I could kill someone in cold blood and not feel guilty or sad or anything. Chillingly, when police spoke with Haley, she told them that she had no problem believing the despicable things Gavin had done to Margaret. But police still hadn't uncovered the full story.
So what did you do with your gloves when you left?
Bro.
I threw those away
Where at?
in the trash can.
At home. There's a glove there. Could you have dropped one?
There was a glove there.
He left evidence at the scene, bro.
Gavin said the gloves just happened to be with him from when he cleaned the bathroom at home several days earlier. However, it wasn't the presence of the gloves that police were most interested in. There was something far more disturbing that they had discovered.
Find on those gloves?
There was purple stuff on it. What was the purple stuff that was on there? I get it that there's a whole piece of this that you don't understand why you do. Okay? I understand the whole piece that
The
you
detective
don't
is trying to get
understand.
him to open up.
Did the purple stuff have to do with the whole piece that you don't understand why you do? No.
No, the purple stuff was that jelly. I don't even know where that came into play at.
Did you maybe use it like kind of as a
Bro,
lubricant
Jelly,
or
what is he
something?
even talking about right now?
Is it a part you don't understand, or is it a part just embarrassing? In your own mind. You know what I mean? In your own mind. Because it's okay.
Bro, they are trying so hard to get him to
I'm
say.
saying we understand that it's an embarrassing part. You're not sure we understand that part. You know what I mean? It's okay that we understand it that way.
Something I don't understand, I guess.
You didn't have any.
But you put the jelly on the glove. Is that when you used her hand to rub your...
Bro, what did he do to that old woman?
Yeah.
This vile post-mortem assault was the nauseating reason the blackberry jam was found in the living room. Testing on the jar
So that's what the
revealed the
jam was
presence
for, bro.
of male
I'm gonna be
DNA, though it could not be matched specifically to Gavin. Similar testing revealed Margaret's DNA on the outside of the gloves and Gavin's on the inside, along with evidence of sperm. Male DNA was also found on her ripped underwear,
at this point.
And still, the horror continued.
And is that the same time that you were taking some of those pictures?
Yeah, and after I took those pictures, I was like, what?
That's when the shock set in?
Yeah, it's like, what am I doing?
He took pictures of her body too. What is wrong with this kid?
Yet Gavin still continued taking pictures. In addition to taking photographs of Margaret while she slept, unaware of the danger,
genuinely a monster,
he also documented the revolting process of violating her dead body.
You know, there's a couple of videos of you kind of peeking over the edge of the couch and videotaping her. When was that all done?
He was filming her body too, bro. This is evil.
On the same night. Why did I lie about anything? That was stupid. Like, I turned the corner and didn't see her.
And you hid.
And yeah, then I hid and I was taking my phone.
Still talking.
I was taking pictures to see if she was awake.
I got you.
And then
she saw you.
And we stood up and she saw me.
All of the photos and videos of Margaret were discovered in a hidden app on Gavin's phone, labeled Dark. It was password protected with the word murder.
This guy is evil.
As if that wasn't enough, something else police found on Gavin's phone only solidified the case against him. The day Margaret's body was found, Chris Ramsey sent a text to her son alerting him of the police presence in their neighborhood,
The password was literally
which said,
murder, bro.
They're looking for someone. Gavin's casual reply of, well, that's Wadsworth for you, was undercut by the fact that he then immediately looked up Margaret Douglas dead and Margaret Douglas, Wadsworth, Ohio.
Bro searched it up
He
right
deleted
after
the search
acting all
history,
casual.
but forensic technicians were able to recover the information. Damningly, at the time of Gavin's search, Margaret's death had not yet been publicized. There was only one horrible way he could have known why the police were there and what had happened.
He literally Googled it before anyone even knew.
To hurt Margaret like that? No. No.
Please note that at this point, the male detective stepped out for a moment, leaving Gavin alone with the female detective.
Are you sorry this happened?
Yeah, I'm really sorry that I did all of this.
Were you sorry about all of this before you got caught?
Yeah, like I constantly, I think about it a lot. And
Bro, you were not sorry. You literally password protected it with murder.
I feel bad. I know it's wrong, but I can't express the emotion.
Once again, Gavin's journal suggested a far more
you can't
wicked
express
truth.
emotion because
He
you don't
wrote,
have any.
I don't care that I feel the way I do, but I need counseling before I completely go off the deep end and do something that literally ruins my life. I wouldn't feel bad if I killed someone, but I don't want to sit in prison.
He literally just told her he felt bad.
If you were alive in front of you, what would you say to her?
I'm sorry. That was never meant to happen.
His journal literally said he wouldn't feel bad.
There's a subtle upward inflection when Gavin says, I'm sorry. His monotonous and emotionless tone is a stark contrast from earlier. It appears he can cry for himself, but not others. Still, Gavin seemed to find something else far more troubling than the life he took.
I think if my dad sees me, he's gonna go to freaking jail. Because
unfortunately, it's going to affect everybody.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's going to ruin our family name.
He's worried about his dad, not the woman he killed.
Gavin's parents waited in the lobby of the police station for the duration of their son's interrogation. To say they were distraught when the police broke the news that their son was a killer would be an understatement.
That family is destroyed because of him.
All the phone contained images of Margaret before and after her death, as well as videos of your son with her.
No, no, no. They are telling his parents this.
Engaging in sex with her. Was she still alive when he was doing that? No, I don't believe. Oh my God.
That parent just found out the worst thing imaginable.
This isn't happening. This isn't real.
I wanted you to know, I spoke to the director of the juvenile detention facility. I explained.
They already talking about where he's going.
He was highly emotionally distraught. I asked him to fill our watch.
Okay.
I've asked him to take, to keep him under 24/7 observation.
Okay.
I know this is.
They gotta watch him after all that.
I just know right now.
It's a horrible set of circumstances. You deserve to know he will be tried as an adult. Oh my God! Oh my God! 98 years old, just living out her days.
She was just living her last days in peace, man.
And I'm mother all these people out here, and it's my son.
Does Gavin understand he's going to prison? Probably for us.
Incidentally, Gavin was wondering the same thing.
What do you think's even going to happen?
His mom is shattered, and he worried about himself.
I think you're going to go to juvenile detention. And you're going to do some time in jail.
How long do you think?
I don't know. I just don't know, Gavin.
I'll be honest. This Saturday.
He really asking how long, like, bro, you killed someone.
Just 5 days from now.
Mm-hmm.
I was gone. I was leaving.
You're going to run?
Because the only reason I didn't yesterday because I knew my mom just took out.
Now he's bringing up taking his own life.
And I knew my insurance doubled, so I had like no money.
Well, Gavin, I'm glad it's going to stop here. I'm glad this didn't go any further. Because I don't know that you would have been able to change.
The detective knows he was planning worse.
No, it wouldn't. And I don't know, I had a pretty clear picture of what the next year looked like if I ran.
Unfortunately, I think you would have hurt more people. Was that in your plan?
He literally just admitted
that wasn't in my plan, but I could see that happening.
On January 18th, 2019, Gavin was convicted of aggravated murder, aggravated burglary, kidnapping, and abuse of a corpse.
He deserves every single
charge. He was
charge.
given a life sentence for murder, along with 10 years each for burglary and kidnapping, and an additional year for kidnapping to be served consecutively. Originally, he was meant to serve life in prison without the possibility of parole, but changing legislation for minors who were tried as adults renders Gavin eligible for release after 25 years in 2043.
Please don't do this to me. We were playing on the Ouija board, and he was talking about how he wants to summon a demon
They went
into the
from
house.
Ouija board to stabbing.
I could play Switch. It was the scariest thing I ever saw.
When dispatchers in Spokane, Washington answer a 911 call, an urgent cry for help is followed by chaos and screaming on the other end of the line. Police respond to a scene where a man lies naked and stabbed, a woman stands soaked in his blood, and a third person has vanished, leaving behind a trail of questions and the fractured remains of a night gone horribly wrong. The following is based on official police records, and the footage has never been seen before until now. It's just before 6 a.m. on August 13th, 2020, when the call comes in.
Okay, so this all went down at 6 in the morning.
Hello? Just stop me at my house.
What, ma'am? I barely hear you. What's going on there?
Please don't do this to me.
Ma'am.
This is the 911 call from the intro.
Hello, sir. Ma'am.
Hello, is anyone there?
Yes, ma'am. This is 911. Where are you at right now?
This call is so chaotic, bro. She sounds terrified.
Please, stop multiple times. He's not breathing well. He's a correctional officer. I can hear his breath through the wounds. Just relax, please, Anthony. I have you. You're okay.
Hearing his breath through the wounds is horrifying.
Okay.
Yes, I'm covering his wounds.
Where's the person that stabbed him?
He's trying to run away.
He ran away?
Yeah, please stop. Please hurry.
Wait, so the attacker just ran off into the night.
Haley, do you know who did this? His name is Edward Martinez. Andrew Martinez. And is it your boyfriend that stabbed? My boyfriend stabbed my ex-husband. He can hardly breathe. Okay.
Wait, the boyfriend stabbed the ex-husband.
Yeah, we're getting there, okay?
The assailant, 19-year-old Edward Eddie Martinez, has already fled on foot. Officers arrive to find the neighborhood quiet, one pausing on the sidewalk to question nearby residents.
You guys see
So
anybody
Eddie
take
just
off
ran
from
off
here?
into the night like
You guys see anybody run away from here?
Although officers don't yet realize the horrific scene waiting just inside the house,
they have no
they're about
idea
to
what they're
witness it
walking
firsthand.
into.
Still on the phone with Haley, the dispatcher attempts to get more information to help guide them to the residence.
What color is your house? My house. The house that you're at.
Just
Come
answer
on.
the question.
Help me, Haley.
He is dying.
Haley, Haley, come out front and make yourself known to officers.
They got to get her out safe right
You
now.
can, because the sooner you come out, the sooner we can help him. Okay, come out front.
Just take me to it. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back. I'll be right back.
Come on out.
That dispatcher is holding it together so well right now.
Where's our victim at? Dog's friendly? Hi, dog.
Hi, puppy. No, it's okay. Where's he at?
Dog's here.
He's in here.
Dog's here.
Keep that door open.
Keep that door
Girl
open.
said hi, puppy, in the middle of a crime scene.
Spokane police.
Anybody else in here, man? Yes.
Yeah, we need max supplies now.
25-year-old Anthony lies nude on the bedroom floor, drenched in blood and barely clinging to life.
All right, we need chest seals, bro. In the back!
Medics in now, please. He's still alive, but... Hey, partner, Spokane police. I got a faint pulse still, but... Got it? Now, 30s. Several.
Paramedics rush to Anthony's aid, but with little room to work, they quickly ready a gurney to move him
They
outside.
gotta save him, man.
Meanwhile, an officer attempts to get critical information from Haley about the missing suspect.
Okay, quickly. I know this is traumatic, and I'm gonna have a bunch of questions.
Bro, at least the officer is being
We
real
gotta
with
start
him.
with the very basic.
He's not from here. He doesn't know the area very well. His name is Edward Andrew Martinez. He's from Sacramento, California.
Okay. Where
So he came
was
all
he
the way
last
from
seen?
Sacramento
He
for
was
this.
begging me to come out with him. I was in the bedroom holding him.
Come out where?
He begged me to take him somewhere. He didn't
Okay.
grab
So
the
the
car. He
suspect
begged
wanted
me
her to
drive
drive him away.
Where did he go?
I don't know. The only place he knows is J&K Liquor Up.
Last time you saw him, what was he wearing?
He was wearing blue denim shorts.
They gotta find
and
this
he
dude
was wearing
fast.
dark blue loafers. And he was wearing a shirt, a t-shirt. I don't remember what color it was.
You don't remember?
No, I only saw his bottom half. I was letting him to get out.
She
Paramedics
only
attempt
saw
to
his
control
bottom half,
Anthony's
bro.
bleeding,
That is
but with
terrifying.
countless stab wounds ravaging his body, their efforts are quickly overwhelmed.
Stabbed at
Everywhere, upper torso, a couple on the back.
Let's go.
We have one more
That's
sticker.
brutal.
Got an uncovered stab wound upper right.
Yeah. You want to start compression?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna start pressing.
We're going to work him here. We're just going to go.
They gotta move him
Need another
now, bro.
sticker? Does it
He's
matter at this
fading.
point?
If you have one,
yeah, hell yeah.
Leaking big time.
we're gonna use one. You just want to leave us with every sticker you got. That'd be great.
The officer continues pressing Haley for details about the suspect, and soon learns
They
the
need
three
every
share a
single
far
one for
more
real.
tangled relationship than he could have ever imagined.
How do you know him?
We met
online a few weeks ago.
Were you guys in a dating relationship or something?
Yeah, we were
Met
talking
online a few
for
weeks
like a
ago,
week
and
or
this
two,
happened.
and I went down to California, picked him up,
Okay.
and brought him down here.
So has he been living here?
Yes, he's been living here for about 2 months.
The male
2
who's
months
been
with someone you
injured,
met online,
He's my ex-husband.
does he live here as well?
Yes.
Okay. Did those two get into it over something?
I'm sorry to disclose so much, but we were all
She can't even get the words out. This is heavy.
Okay. Just prior to this?
And he just snapped, and he was all into it, and I don't know why.
Was everybody drinking today?
Yeah.
Okay. So you guys were all messing around in the bedroom.
Of course they were drinking, bro. Of
precipitated
course.
the stabbing?
I think that he couldn't get there, or he couldn't get hard, and I think that he was just intimidated or something.
By your ex? So that's why he's nude? Okay. How did the
So this
stabbing?
whole thing started over that.
Just messed around on the bed, and he said it was okay. And the next thing I know,
Said what was okay?
Edward said it was okay that we were messing around.
Okay.
And then he started stabbing Anthony in the back, and Anthony said, "Ow, stop! What are you doing?"
He said it was okay,
I
and then
just
started
jumped off the bed.
stabbing him.
He just kept going out, and Anthony around the bedroom trying to get away.
Okay.
He just kept stabbing him.
Okay, so he was trying to flee while they were in there? Are you injured?
No, I'm not. I
This whole
told him I
situation is
was, so he'd
absolutely
leave.
insane.
The officer escorts Haley to his cruiser where she can stay warm, given that all she's wearing is a blood-soaked robe. The front seat affords her a clear view of paramedics fighting to save Anthony.
It's okay.
Blood-soaked
he's got a
robe
pulse,
watching
he's
them
all
try
right.
to save him.
Okay.
That's heavy.
Haley, I need you to listen to me, all right? We need to think real hard where he would have gone.
They gotta find this dude before he hurts someone else.
He really doesn't know anything down here. We go to the dispensary, or we go to the...
Does he have any friends here?
No.
Okay.
He's literally got no one here. Oh, God.
Haley, look at me, okay? Haley, don't look over.
She's breaking down. This is so heavy.
Oh, no.
Anthony is loaded into the ambulance, which makes its way to a nearby hospital.
Man, I really hope he pulls through.
Okay.
If I would have known he was in any danger, I wouldn't have let any of this happen.
No, I understand.
Officers secure
She's
the house
really
with
blaming
police
herself
tape
right
and
now.
begin
That's
searching the
rough.
vehicles in the driveway in case Eddie may have hidden inside. During their search, they discover a uniform, which Haley clarifies belongs to Anthony, who works as a correctional
They're
officer.
searching everything out there
Afterward,
right
the
now.
officers share grim remarks about the severity of Anthony's injuries.
There was a lot of Singer sewing machine.
I was looking at his front, and he was stabbed from here.
Shin
Singer
sliced
sewing
open.
machine. What does that even mean?
Like a dad rolled him over. Like it looked
And he had
like he was
four more on his back.
I'd say he was upwards of 20-ish stab wounds.
Well, they were in the middle of having intercourse, and so they were all kind of intermingled with that.
Wait, so that detail from earlier
Suspect started
makes
stabbing
sense now.
victim in the back, and then they started running around, suspect chasing, and then it was, yeah.
As they continue, one officer shares the reason for their delayed entry into the house.
Wait, why were they delayed getting in there?
We're looking around, like, there's no screaming, there's no sound of anything going on.
That sounded kind of weird. You guys are like,
And I was like, are we sure it's... And then she finally came out, and well, I was like, yeah,
So
we're
they
at
were
their
just
house.
standing outside confused.
was he conscious?
The victim? I wouldn't say conscious, but he was taking some gasping breaths, and he would move every once in a while.
That's called agonal breathing.
Not good.
Agonal breathing is basically the body shutting down.
And they picked him up and carried him out on his back.
That's pretty.
There was some of that, like, thick gelatinous.
Well, but yeah. He had
They
bubbles
can't
coming
even
out of his
finish the
armpit.
sentence. That's how bad it is.
I've never seen so many chest seals on one person.
Haley provides officers with a photo of Eddie to help them as they organize a search. Still, her greatest concern is for Anthony, fearing that any hope of saving him
After all
is
that,
already
I don't
gone.
blame her one bit.
Well, I'm not trying to give you false hope, but I'll tell you too, if he was expired, that ambulance would have never left this location. So he was alive when he left here.
I feel
It's
so
actually
bad
really
because I don't even
reassuring
have
to
to
hear.
stab him. Like, I didn't even protect them, you know?
That's well, sounds like it happened really fast.
Shit, I
Okay.
didn't even know.
A canine tracker and drone operator work together to scour the neighborhood, hoping that
They
Eddie
gotta
may
find
still
this
be
dude
somewhere
fast.
nearby, but there's no trace of him until 7:13 a.m. when Sacramento dispatchers contact Spokane police.
Crime check, what are you reporting?
Hi, my name's Katie. I'm a dispatcher with Sacramento Police Dispatch. I've got a caller on the other line whose son
Sacramento.
called
That's
him
in
from Spokane,
California.
Washington,
How did he get
saying
there?
he was running for his life. Is this the correct phone number?
He's in Spokane, yeah.
Yeah, okay, let me bring her on. Okay, ma'am, you're connected with Spokane Police.
So his
Go
mom
ahead.
is getting looped
How
in
long
now.
ago did your son call you?
At 7:08.
So about 5-7 minutes ago. And he said he was running for his life. Did he say where he was at?
That's what he told us, and he said
So
he was
Eddie
at
called his
the
mom in
1500
Sacramento.
block of Wesley Avenue there in Spokane, Washington. There's a park near there, and he was walking in there, running in an alley, and saw some stranger and asked if he could use
So
the
he
phone.
called his mom from the scene.
Any reason why he didn't call 911 himself?
Yeah.
What's his first name?
His first name is Edward.
Edward? Let me see if we've got any calls from an Edward. 1 sec. No, it doesn't look like it. Seems odd that he wouldn't call 911 and just call family in another state. Did he say exactly what was going
Why
on?
not call 911?
He just said that he was running for his life.
Following the tip on his location, Eddie was quickly found and arrested without incident,
So he called
which was
his mom
relayed over
instead
the
of
radio to the
911,
canine search
and that
unit.
led them right to him.
Yo! Sweet. Attaboy. Surprised that went peacefully.
Well, thanks, Mom, for calling.
Right? Heck yeah.
Eddie is taken to the police station for
His
an
own mom
interrogation,
snitched on him.
where
That's
detectives
crazy.
will soon try to unravel how a seemingly consensual encounter erupted into a violent bloodbath. As he waits for the interview to begin, his unsettled voice fills the empty room.
Did he just say alien, bro? What?
She's still working, not me. Doesn't mean I should have taken his life. He's tired of being a landlord. He's tired of it. It's work.
Eddie?
He knows what he did, and he's still talking to himself.
Eddie, my name is Brian Sesnick. I'm a detective at the police department. It's Detective Doug Strosall. Did I tell you this room is recorded, audio and video recorded? Obviously, it's a police station.
Here comes the interrogation. Let's see what he says.
Well, the reason I'm here is obviously that I know what happened. That's my job. My hope is that I can just talk to you and tell me whatever you want. I'm just here to get facts.
The detective
All right,
reads
detective,
and
let's see how
explains
he
his
handles
Miranda
this.
rights before continuing.
With these rights in mind, do you wish to answer my questions?
Is it alright if I have a lawyer present?
You would like a lawyer?
Yes.
Bro, yes, get
It
a
is.
lawyer. What
Though
are you
it
doing?
seems the interview is over before it begins, what the detective shares next changes everything.
So what's going to happen? We're going to have someone come in here. They're going to
he asked for a lawyer,
seeking a search warrant to get photographs, buccal swabs, which is your DNA. They'll be in here. When that's done, you're going to be booked into jail. You're going to be charged with first degree murder.
he is cooked.
Okay.
He's dead.
He is dead. You killed him. If you change your mind and decide you want to talk to me about this, you can always send a kite.
Yeah.
Send a kite, bro. That's jail talk.
I know what I did, and I'm not going to deny it.
Eddie has read his rights once more before questioning begins.
So before we go into everything, I just want to ask, why did you say you wanted an
Here
attorney
we go.
and then
He's
decide
ready to talk now.
Talk? Is it because you didn't think he was dead? I mean, what?
No, it's just, I don't know, I'm thinking too much about it.
Thinking too much about it.
I've been thinking
Well,
about
you were
too
not
much lately.
thinking too
and I
much.
get
You
it.
just found out he died.
What's going on with your life?
I've just been off a lot, and I'm like just not doing the right thing, and it took me over mentally, and thought I was going crazy.
So he knows what he did was
Literally
wrong
thought
the whole
that there's
time.
like someone else in my head. Like I'm not the only one in my head. Might need testing because I don't know.
Do you have a
Bro, you
counselor?
just waived your rights
No.
now. You setting up an insanity defense.
What are the tattoos? See,
Oh,
tree with S's.
that's a tree of life.
What about the K on your finger?
My girlfriend's got a matching Q.
Oh, okay. Does it mean anything, or is it just because
Bro, you just confessed to murder. And now we're talking about tattoos.
Yeah.
Eddie explains he first met Haley on the dating app Badoo.
I guess I was the first one to like her on the profile, and she matched with me. And
Bro is talking about dating apps right now.
We just clicked. Like, it just felt so natural talking to her. And, you know, I was at a point in time where I just couldn't trust anybody around me. Even people that I loved sometimes, I just thought were shifty. I don't know. I've just been seeing things in early up way.
He tells the detective that Haley lived with him temporarily in Sacramento before deciding to return home to Spokane.
So she went back to Spokane where all this happened.
And a lot changed after that. Like I like literally just cut everybody off for my new life.
Sure. What all did you know about her at that point?
Well, I knew her situation, which she was still living with her husband, who claims to be divorced with.
Although Haley described Anthony as her ex-husband, their divorce wasn't yet finalized at the time of the incident.
And I, at first, was okay with the idea of it because I didn't think anything. She told me, you know, he's not going to be on no weird he's not gonna do the things that he did do and did drive me off the edge.
So how was the living situation in the house?
It was fine, you know, for a while it just functioned, everything just worked. And there were moments where I would find text messages between them of things I didn't want to see, and that, you know, I kept telling her about it, I keep telling her, and she keeps ignoring it, you know.
After news of Anthony's murder broke to his family, some were quick to point blame at Haley.
I'm curious as have they arrested his wife? Anthony's wife.
The family already knows.
If not, you'll need to put her in cuffs. Okay. All right. And so, for what reason? Apparently, what they said on PH2 on their website said that the two men live together. Right. Anthony's married.
The family already knows something is off here.
The suspect is his wife's boyfriend. I just think that she needs to be looked at pretty seriously.
This girl
honestly
has created this situation. This person who stabbed my nephew, she is just as responsible for this as he is.
But as investigators have learned, things among the three seemed cordial until last night, when, according to Eddie, everything shifted after they began partying and playing an unusual game.
We started taking shots of gin.
How many shots did y'all take? I mean, did you?
Oh, so now we're getting to the Ouija board night.
We had like 4 shots each. Okay. It was like one of the bigger Master Jam gin bottles, and we just took that. And we also took a couple dabs.
So alcohol and dabs before a Ouija board. Right? Yeah, that explains a lot.
You tell me, just so we're on the same page.
It's like a THC wax, and they get it really hot and inhale it. Yeah.
Okay.
So alcohol and dabs
so y'all
before
were
a
sitting
Ouija
around
board.
doing that. How were things going
tracks.
at first?
At first we were playing. It was pretty weird. We were playing on a Ouija board.
Playing on a Ouija board?
Yeah.
Okay.
And Anthony was talking about how he wants to summon a demon into the house, even though he thinks the house is full of good spirits.
They were using a Ouija board. This explains everything.
Summoned named Zozo or whatever. He was like begging for Zozo to come and like, you know, be there, and the thing moved to where he wasn't going to be there. Like, they said no. And I asked it a couple things and got some interesting answers.
After attempting a demonic summoning through the Ouija board, they turned on some music, and sometime after midnight, Eddie says that Haley came to him with a proposition.
Haley comes on to me.
Proposition after midnight with the Ouija board.
Wants me to have sex with her right in front of him, and he's sitting like right there, like on the corner, at that distance from the bed. And
so, whose room are you in now?
We're in ours, and he's just in there.
However, Eddie's version of what happened doesn't quite align with what Haley told an officer at the crime scene.
I don't know, like, he just got too up tonight or just lost it or what.
And he wasn't doing anything besides smoking weed and drinking gin?
No.
Okay.
And it was
Just
their
weed and
plan.
gin.
Like, I went in on it.
Stabbing.
So, do he and Anthony get along? Their plan to have this this sexual encounter with all of you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So wait, Haley is saying it was their plan together.
I was really drunk, so I couldn't work anything up for some reason. I get that drunk sometimes. I can't. My body just goes numb. And I have a
So you couldn't get hard?
Yeah, basically.
Bro, the detective is not.
So what happens next?
She starts trying to get me somewhere. It's not working. We start messing around, and then Anthony starts coming up, rubbing mine and her feet. And just, I don't know, like, it made me feel uncomfortable, but, I was already uncomfortable. So it just, like, added to it, and I don't know, I started feeling a deep anger inside of me. Just building. And, like, after a while, I literally took a step in the bathroom. Light wasn't on.
That anger is the demon talking.
And all I can think in my head, as soon as I walk in that bathroom, is, like, literally, I went to find a knife and then lost it.
Eddie then left the bathroom and retrieved a small folding knife from the living room mantel above the fireplace.
Bro.
And then obviously you went back to the bedroom.
Right. And
did you say anything to them?
No. I actually kind of did this pretty sneaky. And that's what I feel bad about, is I was pretty sadistic about it. I took the knife and I literally hid it between my ass cheeks.
He literally just admitted
so
to being sadistic.
And you were completely naked at this point?
Yeah.
Okay.
And sure enough, when I sat down, I moved it to where I could easily grab it. And then I said, well, since you guys are doing this right here, you might as well change the view,
His cheeks, and now
I got him to turn around where Anthony's back was facing me.
So how were they when you walked in?
They were facing me on the bed. When I was sitting like this on the bed, when I laid down and hid the knife. And then I picked up my phone.
Describing it like a horror movie.
Not my phone. I picked up her phone because they said turn the light on. And I turned the light on and used that as a distraction.
The light on the phone?
Every single detail of
and
this.
I just did what I never thought I would do. Ever. It was when I came back in the room taking a piss.
Mm-hmm.
And I see him not giving a telling me to join in, knowing that I'm not going to.
Mm-hmm.
Bro is trying to justify what he
I don't know what it was, but just seeing that and thinking about, like, just everything else adding up, I felt like nothing mattered. And, like, literally, I said, F it. And I feel bad about it now. Like, I feel remorse
Bro,
now.
you planned all of that out. That's
genuinely
not just
miss
snapping.
Anthony because he was an alright friend.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what drove me to take his life. I couldn't stop. Because I used to go hunting.
Mm-hmm.
So I know the feeling of taking life. I used, like, whenever we get a deer, the dog would go fetch it, and it wasn't quite dead. You shoot it with a shotgun, brings it back. I had to snap the necks of them, and that actually gave me a rush. It's pretty gnarly. I haven't gone hunting in so long.
Gives him a rush.
Did this give you a rush while you were doing it?
It was, like, very short-lived, because when I stabbed it, I literally, like, I had no idea. I just lost control, and I gained it all back, but that's when it was too late.
At the scene, Haley described what happened just as Eddie began his vicious assault on Anthony.
And he was telling Aaron, then he was telling Eddie to stop, that he was hurt, that he's really hurt.
How many times do you think he stabbed him?
Oh, God, so much. Probably, before, I thought he was, like, punching him at first. It was probably 15, 16 times between the back and the chest. I could literally hear each of the holes, like, gasping for
16
breath in his
times, bro.
lungs.
That's not losing control.
How big is the knife?
Probably about 4 inches. It was a utility silver knife. It was kind of boxy.
Was it like a 4-inch long blade?
Yeah.
The folding utility
this is
knife was
horrific.
recovered at the crime scene, its blade and handle stained with Anthony's blood.
Did you say anything to him?
No. Well, I think I said some words out of fury, but it wasn't any, like, rational words. It was probably just anger.
What did he say?
First thing he said was, please stop. We can talk about this.
What about Haley? What was she doing?
She just kept saying, you're scaring me, you're scaring me.
She just had to sit there and watch all that.
It's like a light switch. It was the scariest thing I ever saw. And he hit me on the bed. He said, if you're gonna go, we're gonna go. I'm like, No, why
If
would you do that?
say that again.
So now he turned
pinned
on
me on
Haley
the bed and
too.
said we're going
This
to
dude
go,
is
and I
pure
said
evil.
no.
The 911 call captured Eddie's desperate plea alongside Haley's frantic response.
So he tried to force you to go? Was he holding you at knife point when that happened?
No, he threw it on the bed.
He didn't have
He threw the knife on
No,
the
he
bed.
threw it on the bed. He said he can't do this to me, and I said I got to, and I jumped down off the bed, away from his grasp, and started grabbing Anthony, and he started getting dressed. He said, "You gotta get me out of here. You gotta hide me." Like, I'm not
Now he
gonna
wants
hide you.
her to help him escape.
Remember what you said to her?
Yeah. I think
What'd you say?
I said something along the lines of, you have to help me. I can't go to jail.
Bro, you
Did
just
she agree
stabbed
to help
someone
you?
and you worried about jail.
I knew she wasn't going to.
Was Haley a part of this at all?
No. I think she knew it was up, though.
At what point?
Well,
wait, so she already knew what he was
She told
planning.
me I sometimes have these like swings, mood swings, not really mood swings, but like just episodes where I'll I just
Bro was
shift,
trying to explain away what he did.
Psychologically just shift, and I'm just like, I don't give, that's the me that doesn't give a kind of thing. And she can tell when I'm being sadistic.
So he knows he
in,
has a
the way I
switch and
talk and
she
the things
sees it
that I
too.
say as opposed to how I normally talk. And she knew, because I was hinting at it, but I wasn't being direct with it. I was kind of smiling and laughing at her. And
Bro was smiling while telling her he
at
wanted
that point,
to kill someone.
I had just lost all.
She said you started doing that before you left the room to go to the bathroom.
Oh, that's because I think I was thinking about it.
He was already planning it
You
in
were
his
thinking
head.
that you were going to go get a knife?
Mm-hmm.
That was before you went pee, though.
Yeah.
In the story you just
No,
told.
no, that's not.
She said
They
while
were-
you were
they
sitting
were-
there, you had a look.
Yeah. And then when they started having sex when
So
I
she
came
could see
back,
the
that's when I
switch
got the
happening in real
knife
time.
and then made another trip. I actually don't remember it fully and in all the right sequence, so I'm not lying, I'm just
No. You said you started thinking about it and you
Bro,
got
your
that
story
look.
keeps
and that's what
changing
she
every
knew.
time.
And she said that you had a weird look before you ever even went to the bathroom. And so I'm just wondering if, when you're in the room before you went to the bathroom, if
The
you started
detective is
thinking about
catching him
this,
in his own
or
timeline.
if it was really when you came back from the bathroom and
I think I started in the room. I was thinking about it. Now I'm making all the way back. The premeditation started right there.
He just used the word
before you even went to the
premeditation on
bathroom.
himself.
Right.
As the detective digs for any prior history of violence, Eddie suddenly drops an unexpected bombshell about Haley.
Oh, what else is
anything
there?
physical between you and him ever before this? No fighting at all?
He never...
How was you and Haley's relationship? Because obviously, I can only imagine the stress that would put on.
Well, our relationship was pretty rocky for a while. Not too rocky. We genuinely
Rocky
love
is
each
an
other.
understatement,
I
bro. You
feel
stabbed
like
him.
even if whatever happens, and I honestly feel like we have a kid on the way.
You do?
Bro, you just stabbed
She's
someone and
pregnant?
now a kid on the way.
I did not know that. What do you want me to tell Haley?
It's just a lot. Is it possible if I can write her down a letter or something?
Absolutely.
Bro, you just
I'd
stabbed
rather
someone
just
and
do
now
that.
you want to write a letter.
Once Eddie is left alone, he will soon resume talking to himself, spilling raw and unsettling thoughts into the empty room. Before stepping away to let him write, the detective answers one final urgent question about Eddie's legal fate.
What question could he possibly have right now?
I can't answer that. I can tell you I have been doing this a long time, and with the exception of third strike cases, I have not had a life case.
Really?
So he's telling him he won't get life.
I literally thought if you kill someone, you do life. I thought it was that serious.
You would think so, but well, it's not how our criminal justice system works. So.
After assuring Eddie that Haley will receive his
He really
letter,
thinks
the
he's not
detective
doing
leaves him
life for
alone
this.
to write. As he begins, he breaks down, consumed by the lasting consequences of his actions.
I'm not going to see you for a while.
I'm supposed to be a dad.
Man, he just found out he's going to be a father, and now this.
I really hope I'm out of here in 9 months. I don't want my kids the same thing I had to go through.
9 months, bro. You just killed someone.
Why did I follow my dad's footsteps?
Finished with his letter, someone returns to collect the pen. Once again left with only his thoughts, Eddie considers his plans for the future and reflects on a horrifying night that will haunt him
This
forever.
man has to live with that forever.
The time I get out, I try to go back for her. Her system's weird now. I can actually get out of this very easily. I'm crying most of my fluids out. I gotta stop crying.
What is he planning right now?
Got a hot sound like a just play it smooth all the way through. Eventually, find a way. Yeah, I killed a man. Stabbed him.
He really just said that out loud on camera.
He was raping my girlfriend. He got her drunk so he could rape her. To me, too. Thinking I was just gonna let it happen.
He really thought this man wasn't going to fight back.
You know, that's just me trying to justify it, though. I know what I did was wrong. You know, I have blood on my hands. Like, literally. But
he literally still has the blood on him right now.
At least in my own head. I know what I felt like I did what was right. It's just, I can't bring myself to think that was right. I could have
That guilt is going to eat him alive, man.
What I should have done. So it even have been a situation if I just beat the out of him. What the Why, Eddie? Why did you push yourself so far?
He's asking himself the real question right now.
Was it worth it? It didn't have to stab him. I wonder if I could find out more about this law system. Try to get out early on good
way more than the law system.
So I'll do whatever it takes. I just need to get back home to my lady and my child. That's all I want. I'm coming back home to you, baby.
You took a life. You can't just go back to
I'm
normal.
coming back home. Yeah, he thought it was good vibes I was sending out, but really, he took my vibes and killed them. And then I did the same.
25-year-old Anthony Brine suffered from a total of 20 separate stab wounds, including 14 to the chest and abdomen, 5 to the back, and 1 to the right arm. After investigators executed a search warrant to collect photographs, DNA, and his clothing, 19-year-old Edward Eddie Martinez was taken to jail. He was formally charged with first-degree premeditated murder, and following a trial in April 2023, was found guilty and sentenced to 27 years in prison. Although he filed an appeal in February 2025, the Court of Appeals upheld both his conviction and his sentence. If you'd like to see select new videos early and help us keep uncovering case files that rarely come to light, you'll find extra footage and unseen details on our Patreon. Channel memberships here on YouTube also include early access to select new videos.
Do you know anything about a gravesite being here? Well, the dog actually alerted to it right there, where it's laid up against the tree.
Right here, you see this?
Wait, the dog hit right by the tree.
Looks brothish.
He's a bad person.
In what way?
Every way, I have no opinion.
I'm actually glad that he's in jail. He needs to die in jail with all that he's done.
Why didn't he want you to leave with your dad?
Wait, he was in jail
When 56-year-old James Jim T. Whitaker suddenly vanished, police believed their biggest concern would be unraveling the truth of what happened to him. But as they dove deeper into the investigation, they soon uncovered that this was just the beginning of a twisted case.
Just the beginning, bro.
Jim's disappearance would prove to be the catalyst in exposing a sickening secret that had been kept hidden for years.
Let me see that. That's something. Oh, it appears to be a skull cap. Huh? Yeah.
It all began on the afternoon of July 25, 2020, when sheriff's deputies in Hocking County,
They found a
Ohio,
skull cap,
responded
bro.
to
This is
reports of
crazy.
gunshots in a residential neighborhood.
How we doing?
All right.
We shot gun. 40.
That's down the road.
Well, she said you got a horseshoe.
I shot it.
Shooting at 22.
The deputies were greeted by 18-year-old Melody Dixon and her father, 40-year-old
Melody and her
Michael,
father
or
called it in.
Mike as he was most often known. While Mike had been staying at his friend James Jim Whitaker's property for about 2 years, Melody had moved in about 4 months ago. While nothing may have seemed amiss with the father
Mike
and
been
daughter
living on
initially,
Jim's property.
police would likely
Interesting.
look back at this interaction with concern later.
What'd you shoot in it? What kind of ammo?
Hold on a second.
Okay. That'd be terrific.
There was something far more alarming
Something
going on
far
at this
more,
house
tell
than
me.
disruptive shooting. However, with the residents being so cooperative, the deputies had no reason to think that anything was amiss. They would soon realize just how wrong they were.
Was you shooting
They
anything
had
else?
no idea what was really
That
going
and
on.
the
in
22.
Okay. We had
I
a.
only shot that once, and I can show you where it hit the tree.
Okay.
Because I know they go far. It's like shooting rifles. Well, the new ones.
Well, it's no big deal. We had somebody that
Bro,
fired a
acting
gun
way too
and
casual
it
about
hit
all
a.
this.
It struck a windshield. Nobody got hurt or anything like that.
The father and daughter were let off with a warning, and the deputies departed. Just a few short hours later, though, another deputy would be back at the same property under vastly
Oh no, what
different
happened this
circumstances. Jim's family had called the police to report him missing.
This is my dad's property, Jim Whitaker.
Okay.
We haven't been able to communicate with him for 20-some days. He's not in his house.
20 days, and nobody
There's other
checked on
people
him.
in here when we got here. They left about as soon as we got here. They didn't give us no answers on where he was.
The thing is, I know my son.
He's never done this. 56 years old. He's
Yeah,
never just
something
disappeared.
definitely happened to him.
Jim's mother said she'd last talked to him at the beginning of the month, around the 4th of July. They frequently spoke and had made plans to check in with each other the next day. But Jim never answered the phone again. While it was clear
He just
Jim was
vanished
missing,
right after the
police
4th.
were likely alarmed to see that Mike and Melody had also vanished. The nature of their relationship, along with the reason they decided to suddenly depart, raised more than a few questions. Jim's family had actually seen Mike acting suspiciously
bet Mike was
earlier,
acting real
just after the
suspicious.
deputies who responded to the reports of gunshots left.
He had a 50-pound bag of dog food in one hand, a live dog, a chainsaw, and reached over and grabbed 5
A
arrows
chainsaw,
off of that
what is he
thing
doing?
that's out there and a pair of gloves.
Those were not the only items missing from the house. Some of Jim's things were missing too, including a firearm, a crossbow, and 2 TVs.
It's possible that he just took his personal possessions right
It's
there.
very unlikely. He has struggled to
I
keep this
understand that.
house
I'm just
for
saying it's a
years.
possibility.
It's a possibility.
Okay.
But he would have done that when my mom died, not now, just all of a sudden.
Okay.
Still trying to figure out exactly when Jim went missing, police also spoke with his friend
They need
Keith.
to figure out that
While he
timeline
provided
fast.
interesting information, the story got even more bizarre. Keith claimed that Mike had showed him a strange note, allegedly written by Jim back on July 12th, 13 days earlier.
Mike came out. We were fiddling with something in the garage. Mike was fixing something, and I was sitting there.
So Mike had a note
fiddling
from
with
Jim,
it.
huh?
He came in the house, and then he come back out, and he's like, "I just found this in Melody's stuff," and it sounded like an
profession of love slash
profession of love to Mike's and his daughter.
A
that
fake
girl
note from a
Melody
missing man. How
slash
convenient.
Notes.
Yeah.
But, you know...
very weird.
It was signed Jimbo. I didn't think Jimmy ever signed his name Jimbo, you know.
Additionally, the handwriting didn't appear to match Jim's penmanship, and his mother and
So
daughter
Mike
both
forged
said the
that
way
note,
it was
called
written didn't sound like Jim at all. While they didn't know it just yet, this note would end up being a huge clue helping to explain what exactly had happened to Jim. As well, the timing of the note meant that Jim could have been missing
So
for
that note
weeks
was
at this
definitely
point.
fake, bro.
It was clear that something wasn't right. Unfortunately, the most likely sources of answers were Mike and his daughter Melody, and they were nowhere to be found. The next day, several deputies and detectives from the sheriff's office returned with a warrant to Jim's property to conduct another
coming
search.
back with a warrant now.
What they uncovered made their hunt for Mike and Melody even more urgent.
What's in the basement?
That's where Michael was staying at. There's a bunch of crap.
Oh, they found something in the basement.
Where what?
I definitely wear gloves. It's dirty.
Who kicked in the door? I'm just trying to determine what was like it and what was new, that type of thing.
But that door has never been locked.
That door was kicked in recently then.
So
Mike can put that on there.
Do you know why?
No, I have no idea why.
When the officers entered the basement and saw the conditions, they quickly realized that this would not be an easy search. One thing, however, likely stood out to them right away.
Terrible.
Mike and Melody were both supposedly living here, but there was only one bed. While this was clearly concerning, it was only the tip of the disturbing iceberg when it came to Mike and Melody.
That is so messed up.
Smells like feet.
I think my smell quit, Mark. So I think I quit smelling a while ago. No bodies.
I did.
The camo bag? No, what? I saw the camo bag I flipped.
They found bones in the camo bag.
Right there. See the glove?
I was looking at that bag right there.
Right here. You see this? There's 3 big. It looks bloodish. There's 4 actually.
Faced with the inhospitable state of the basement, the officers went back upstairs to regroup. Eventually, they decided to call out a K-9 search unit to go over the entire property, inside and out.
All right, let's collect that stuff in the basement real quick. I'll send her downstairs.
That camo bag with the blood on it?
You're going home and taking a bath. Yes.
The dog didn't alert upstairs or downstairs in the house, not even for the presumed drops of blood on the camouflage print bag found in the basement. A second dog was brought in to double-check and delivered the same result. While this may have seemed promising when considering Jim's fate, it wouldn't for long. The investigators swabbed the item and took it as evidence just in case, before expanding the search to the great outdoors.
Nothing? How close does he have to be, depending on...
Usually within about 4 to 6
So the dog's got nothing inside the house.
Okay.
While following the dog, one of the detectives came across what appeared to be a tombstone. Here, the canine alerted, which it was trained to do only if it detected the smell of human
The dog found
remains.
something at that tombstone.
Before they could start digging, Jim's daughter returned to the scene. What she said dashed any hope of finding clues near the headstone.
Do you know anything about a gravesite being here?
Wait, this is where the video started.
But there's a World War I.
Oh, no. That's just okay, so here's what happened. That got, me and my mom actually got that from, that's part of her family.
Oh, so it's not
and
actually
they replaced
a real
the
grave.
stone, and they allowed us to take that one. There's no grave to it. It's just a stone. Yep, it's just a stone.
Well, the dog actually alerted to it right there when it's leaned up against the tree.
They theorized that the headstone had absorbed some of the scent of human remains from the cemetery where it came from,
so the headstone was just a
resulting in a
false
false
alarm.
alert. While it was good news that they hadn't found a body, it was also troubling because they still had no leads about what happened to Jim. Only later would they realize they had overlooked a crucial source of evidence. Still,
Wait,
a
what did they
promising
miss,
lead
though?
turned up. On a property just a few miles down the road, the investigator stopped by to chat with a man named Kenny who knew both Mike and Jim.
Sheriff's office. How are you? Look for Mike.
Huh?
Michael
Okay, Kenny,
Dixon?
let's hear what you know.
What about him?
Looking for him.
He ain't seen him for a couple days.
Sure about that?
Positive.
All right, well, because his car's right there.
I know it is.
Yeah. So let's not do something silly if you're not telling the truth.
Oh, I'm telling the truth.
Okay, so when did he drop his car?
I guess last night, but I wasn't here. My girlfriend was here that.
Okay, can I get a look at it?
Oh, I don't care.
All right.
Apparently, Mike left his car
Why
behind
is
because it
Mike
was
hiding
leaking
his car at
transmission
Kenny's
fluid.
place?
However, that was the only explanation he offered before taking off again. When looking through the back window, the deputies could see the chainsaw Jim's daughter said Mike took from the house. Mike's mom and stepdad,
chainsaw
Denise
is
and
just
Frank
sitting right
Specie,
there in
lived
the
just
car.
down the street from where Mike had left his car. When they headed over to the Specie house, the investigators found not only what they were looking for, but also would soon discover that multiple members of the Dixon family were hiding things, even if some of them didn't know it.
Mike, there's a Fairfield County's got a warrant for you. You can take you there. Okay? I want you to take a couple hits off that cigarette.
Or you just can't hang it in your mouth, keep smoking it.
Trying to calm him down first. Smart move.
Is your dad here? Okay. Is there anybody else here or just your dad?
Dad, my daughter.
Okay.
The detectives placed Mike under arrest on a pre-existing traffic warrant, but that wasn't what they really wanted to talk to him about. They made him aware of his Miranda rights before getting to the heart of the matter.
You want to talk to me about what's been going on at Jim's house?
They say that his daughter come down a few days ago and said that I had to get out of the house. He's been
So
gone,
now he's
I think,
playing
since
victim,
the 5th.
okay?
And his daughter comes saying, "Oh, I was getting rid of his stuff. I didn't get rid of nothing of his. He was like a dad to me."
So what do you think has happened to Jim?
I'm hoping nothing. I'm hoping he just took off,
Bro,
but I
he was
don't
like
know
a dad
why.
to you, but you took his chainsaw.
Further up the driveway, other detectives spoke with 18-year-old Melody.
Did James say where he was going or anything?
No. He didn't really say where he was going. He was just...
What happened to some of his stuff?
She is definitely about to slip.
Like his guns, his TV set, all that.
Well, the gun was been missing, and I don't know about the TV.
Unfortunately for Melody, Kenny and his son Jeff, who owned the
guns are
property where
missing,
Mike
too.
left his car,
This family
told
is
the
all covering
detectives
for each other.
otherwise.
Mike Dixon, did he sell you a TV, a trace, a TV?
Yeah.
The other missing TV was purchased by Kenny. This was just the tip of the iceberg when it came to Melody's secrets,
So Melody was
and they
lying
only
the
became
whole
more
time.
troubling from here. The investigators continued to press her, hopeful that she would slip up again.
Do you think that something's happened to Jim?
I think he just took off because that's what he's been talking
She's
about
lying
for
through her
a
teeth
while.
right now.
Where would he go?
Well, he told me and Dad, he was like, I'm just gonna not be here when you move, and you guys can keep this place because
Nobody just
my
says that and disappears like that.
family don't give a goddamn about me or whatever. So
You think something's happened to him?
I don't really know because last time I seen him was
She is dodging that
What's
question
this?
so hard.
Melody was talking to police on the 27th, meaning that Jim had been missing for around 23 days at this point. Melody said that prior to living with Jim and her father, Mike, she'd been in foster care and was specifically not supposed to be in
Wait, so
contact
she was
with
in
her
foster
father.
care. This whole situation
The reason
is
for
way
this
deeper.
was stomach churning, as investigators would find out. But for now, police focused on what they knew and the note Jim supposedly left.
Did you and Jim have a relationship? No?
he wanted one.
You wanted one?
Hold it down
And
there,
then
okay?
when I told him no, he like went berserk, and that's what that letter was about.
This topic would come up again later. Currently, the detectives probably noticed that despite the dire situation, Melody's priority was clearly not the missing Jim, but her father, Mike.
She knows exactly
He
what
going to
happened to
jail?
Jim.
Mike,
Because there's a warrant for you.
Mike was transported to the sheriff's office, where the detectives continued to question him about Jim's whereabouts.
But Jim had talked about in the
So
past.
now they got Mike in the hot seat too.
Was there anything to indicate that he was going to, that his depression had reached a limit on that day?
I didn't think so.
Didn't think so. But I mean, if he was
No, he knows
to
more than
basically,
he's saying right now.
why would he take a TV?
Yeah.
While they'd already found the TVs Mike sold to Kenny and Jeff, investigators also tracked down more of Jim's missing property. A firearm matching the description
Mike
of
was
Jim's
selling
favorite
off all of
rifle
Jim's
was sold
stuff.
on July 6th to an acquaintance of Mike's named Tommy, but he resold it 2 days later. Investigators were able to track it down and collected it as evidence. When chatting with the detectives, Tommy revealed more than just the location of the rifle. He also shared some concerning information about Jim and Mike's odd relationship.
Because, see, Michael beat the shit out of that old man a bunch. Like, yeah, they got in a fight a lot, man. The old man would get high on meth. The old man was a meth head. And he'd get high on meth and stuff, and him and Michael would get into it, hot and heavy. I mean, he blacked Michael's eyes, and Michael blacked his eyes, too. I mean, it was like they was two fighting married couple. I swear to God, that's what you thought.
The next day, when the deputies returned to ask Tommy a few follow-up questions, he had something else to add, this time sharing what Mike had apparently told him about his daughter, Melody, and Jim.
He had said that he had caught his daughter and him in bed. I asked him. I saw my kids asked him right in my living room 2 days before you guys arrested him. I asked him if he did it. And here's his exact reaction when I asked him.
He's like, no, I mean, I didn't do it like that.
Like, how you put that? You know when somebody's being sarcastic? Like, you know, like you can see in their voice and hear that, you know, he knows more than what he was saying.
Everything Tommy shared was concerning, and investigators' suspicions only increased when they spoke to some of Jim's neighbors.
He mentioned that he was going to kill Jimmy I don't know how many times. So several times. And this was even before
so the neighbors
Melody
knew
showed
he was
up
threatening to kill him this whole time.
And they throw shit at each other. They get in fights, and the next thing you hear was a couple gunshots, and you have to wonder, okay, did somebody shoot somebody this time, really, for real?
At the sheriff's office, the investigators shared similar concerns with Mike.
I guess what makes it look strange for you, Mike, is that you guys continued to live there and never let anybody know that Jim was missing.
Exactly why would you just stay and say nothing?
Why not call the sheriff's office and say, hey, this guy's left, the TV's missing, his gun's missing, and I haven't seen him for a few days. Even though I understand Jim's an adult, but why didn't you go and call us?
I don't know. I should have when I was going
just saying I don't know is wild.
A few people would say, and they said, oh no, Jim might be doing something he don't want the cops to know about. I should have called you.
And then Mike made a mistake.
So you know you messed up.
No, I cared about Jim a lot, I did. But I mean, I'm not funny, but he was like my uncle.
Mm-hmm. Alarmingly, Mike used the past tense when referring to Jim. It only got worse from there.
He said was not.
Mike soon confessed to something so horrendous that not only was he placed under arrest, but detectives returned to the Specie residence to bring Melody in for an interview of her own.
How are you?
Good. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they bringing Melody in.
I'd like
this is about to get wild.
I'd like to take you down to Laurelville and talk with you about your dad. Okay? You okay to go? You're not under arrest. You're not under arrest or anything like that. We want to go down and just have a conversation with you in a nice private area.
Melody agreed to go back to the station. Once they got there, the detectives made her aware of her Miranda rights before finally getting down to business.
And what I would like for you to do is talk with us about the incident that occurred with
Here we go,
Mr.
Melody's
Whitaker,
turn now.
about what your dad has told us. Are you willing to talk to us?
Do you actually have a recording of him saying that?
Sure do.
Could you show me like a recording first and then video to it?
I don't have the video with me.
So I guess we have to go
She wants to see the recording. First, that's suspicious.
I don't know if what you're telling me is correct or not.
Wouldn't you want the family to have closure? Do you think that James deserves to be laying out?
Not a good people, in my opinion. So
Pardon?
they're not good people, so why would I want them?
She really just said he wasn't good people. Wow.
So you don't care about James?
No, I don't say. Well, he's a bad person.
In what way?
Every way, in my opinion.
In every way, in what way would that be?
Dad was just trying to protect me.
She is dodging that question so hard.
Yeah, because we got in front of us and told Dad he had to leave, but wasn't going to let me leave. And he was screaming. I tried to get the F out, but I had an instruction, like really bad, so I went to the line of the steps, so I went to the restroom. And he grabbed me. And I was like, what the heck? And he screamed loud.
Oh no, she is about to say what I think she is.
I was like, well, let me leave then, and I took a pull away from him.
Why didn't he want you to leave with your dad?
Because
The investigators would return to the quandary of why Jim didn't want Melody to leave, and this discussion would reveal
why
what
wouldn't he
could
let
be
her
the
leave?
key
That's
to
the real
understanding this
question.
nightmare situation.
So you guys were arguing. I need to hear this, okay? So he has hold of your wrist.
yeah, her arm was just beforehand and then just got me over. And I wasn't thinking, I just.
So he grabbed her and wouldn't let her
And
leave.
then he went out my throat
He grabbed you by your throat.
and asked me to look over and saw him. Yeah.
This wasn't the full story. Melody was leaving out some of the most chilling pieces, but for now, detectives had no
She is
choice but to
definitely
turn to
hiding something
Mike,
huge.
who told them a similar story, resulting in his arrest. Not only that, but he also agreed to go back to the property and reconstruct the crime scene for police.
I told him I was going down the stairs to get my gun.
He's taking them back to
I
the
went
scene.
and got my
Wow.
gun.
Come up.
Yep.
You
That's
heard-
when Melody was coming out of the thing. I could hear them scruffling a little bit.
What were they saying anything to each other?
No, I just heard her.
So he
kinda
just
like
heard the
yelling.
struggle and went in with the
Supposedly
gun.
She grabbed like his gun. She said all she remembers is looking down the barrel of it. I heard the safety on this gun click off, and that's when I shot
We heard
mine.
that safety click off.
So Gene saw that your dad was pointing a gun at him.
Man, not enough reaction time.
He didn't have enough reaction time to do anything. Is that what you're saying?
So now it's self-defense. Huh, convenient.
Not close. Not really already.
Couple feet away.
Wasn't close enough that I freaking felt the bullet go by.
I'm right here where I'm standing.
Okay.
And if he would be to come forward towards me a little bit.
He's walking them through the
that
whole
way, just
thing
hold
right now.
there. And if you would have turned if you would have been going to look like, yep, right like that. Right there.
Right there?
Yep, now right just like that, exactly.
And where did you hit him in his body?
Right there where
He
he's
is literally
pointing towards
walking
his
them
eye.
through the whole thing.
The investigators had now confirmed that Jim was deceased, but the location of his body remained a mystery. The issue of motive would also come into question when police found evidence suggesting
where
that
did
there
they
was
put the
something
body, though?
sickening going on behind closed doors.
He only did what he did because of me.
This, as it was later revealed, was probably true, but perhaps not for the reasons Melody was giving.
He wasn't doing it
Wait,
because
so
he's
what was the
a
real
person
reason
or whatever.
I understand. He's just trying to protect you.
And I don't think he should get like maximum punishment or whatever, like everyone else is. You know, it's basically, it was my fault that started.
No, it's not your
She
fault.
is
I
taking all
wouldn't
the
say
blame
that.
for this.
If I wouldn't have walked those steps, yeah, I'm sorry.
No matter the truth, the gory efforts that followed Jim's death meant that the Dixons were in a heap of trouble.
Did he talk about how he cleans it up?
They cleaned the scene up too, bro. This is bad.
Do you know where he bought the bleach from? Was there bleach at the house?
Yes.
Did you cover up anything over here? Did you clean anything?
Yeah, I cleaned.
Did you clean up on the wall?
A little bit, and then
You're really just admitting to cleaning up the whole
kind of like
crime
right in
scene.
that way you can see stuff
Where was most of the blood?
on the floor.
It was most on the floor.
Yep,
Was there a puddle?
down there.
In the process
They
of the
cleaning up a whole
cover-up,
crime
Mike had
scene,
also
bro.
rearranged some of the furniture. Surprisingly, he hadn't done so alone.
The only reason I didn't think much about it is because me and Jimmy were talking about it.
Wait, Jimmy,
Mike may
help him
have
move
even
the
been in the
furniture.
room before Jimmy had not been around.
Not been around.
You know, yeah. Well, we just actually rearranged stuff around and, you know, maybe threw away trash or
rearranged the
stuff
whole
like
crime
that.
scene together.
Nothing was cleaned. Makes me feel crappy or sick to think if Jimmy was around in any way, shape, or form, you know, dead even or whatnot when I was up there.
While Jim's friend Keith was nothing more than an unwitting
Wait, so Keith
accomplice,
helped move stuff
others
around,
were
too.
far more involved in the case than they let on. Back with Mike, the officers moved the refrigerator into its original position so Mike could continue his reconstruction of the scene.
They moved the fridge back to reconstruct the scene.
Where was the gun?
The gun was about where my feet are.
Which way was the gun?
So the gun was
The
just
barrel
sitting
was
right
towards
there
that.
on the floor.
Use that.
This was it. Say, this is the barrel like that. It was right there.
Was it laying on him?
Right there.
So where's the butt of the gun?
Right there.
That's the butt of the gun.
I took when I come up here and I took my hand over that way.
They making him walk
Kicked it
through
out, and then
every
what?
single
And
detail.
I reached down and like I told you, and seeing if he had any pulse
Okay. And then what'd you do? Where was Melody?
over there. Right about where that baseball bat's at.
Once again, Melody filled in more of the missing details.
What kind of clothes did you have on at the time?
Melody always
My
got the
graduation
details
dress.
they need from her.
Graduation dress? What color?
White.
What did you do with it?
Pretty sure my dad burned it because it had stuff in it.
While Melody believed her father burnt the dress, he never admitted to it. When the
So he
dress
covered
was
up
burned,
everything,
however,
but
was an
won't admit to
entirely
burning a
different
dress.
matter. Jim's neighbors provided a little more insight.
We were sitting here just enjoying our 4th of July, and Melody comes walking down the driveway. And she stood there and asked if we had any gas.
She went to the neighbors on 4th of July.
From a gas can. And what she was wearing that day, we all noticed that it looked like it had a blood stain on the middle of it.
About that big
She walked up to the neighbors
When
wearing
examining
the
Jim's
bloody
financial
dress.
records, the investigators noticed that his debit card was used at a gas station on the 4th of July. This very well could have been the last place Jim had
So she
gone,
used his card
but
after
they
killing
also
him.
probably had to wonder if this transaction was made by Melody or Mike using his card. Unfortunately, they never found out, as the gas station footage had already been recorded over. But something else Melody said in
Of course the footage
interrogation
is
clued
gone.
the
That's so
investigators
frustrating.
in on who else may have known about the crime, and lied about it as well.
Is your family like Frank, or is he married? Are they supporting you? I mean, are they being nice to you at least?
Now.
Me and my grandpa,
Your grandpa?
Frank.
Frank? Okay, that's your grandpa. Okay. Have you tried to talk to him about it so that they understand what you're
Grandpa
going through?
Frank knew too, didn't he?
I mean, yeah, whenever we can really talk to my grandpa, because the other ones you can't really trust him.
Mike also revealed that he told his stepdad Frank about killing Jim. This was about to be a big problem for Frank, as the police
Frank
headed
knew
back
the
to the
whole
Specie
time and
house
said
a
nothing.
third time.
With that being told, I want you to understand something. I've already talked to Mike. I've already talked to Melody. They both indicated to me that they talked to you and told you of the involvement of
Frank is cooked. They
James'
got him.
death, or Jimmy, if that's what you want to call him. When did he tell you this, and how did he tell you this? Was it right after it occurred, or a day or two afterwards?
So
When they come here, I thought he
Frank
shot
knew
at
the
him.
whole
I didn't
time
know-
and said nothing.
You just said he shot him.
Shot at.
Shot at.
That's all that's the way it was phrased to me.
Okay, and he didn't say, I killed him.
No.
He didn't say,
No.
I buried him, I get rid of the body,
No.
anything like that.
No. Because that's when I would
Frank
have
is really trying to play dumb right now.
gotten a hold of somebody and found out what was going on. Because I knew Jimmy years ago.
Did he try to bring a weapon here?
No.
Any kind of gun at all? Handgun, long gun?
Not that I've seen.
Frank was granted a reprieve
Frank definitely
for now,
saw that gun, bro.
But when
Come on.
police eventually got to the truth, Frank would be facing some serious consequences. Still, it didn't take long for those consequences to begin. Something else
Frank,
Melody
you should
shared
have
had the
said
potential
something,
to
man.
land the family back in hot water.
What happened to Mike's gun?
I don't know this information because
Did he give it to Frank?
no. I don't even think he's allowed to have guns in the house because he has on disability or something.
Wait, is she talking
Melody
about the
was
gun?
right. Mike didn't give the firearm to Frank. He gave it to someone else in the family. This meant it was time for a fourth visit to the Specie house.
A fourth visit, bro. This whole family is in it.
What's your name, ma'am?
I'm Tanisha.
You're Tanisha?
No, Denise.
Denise. Oh, I was just say Tanisha is an odd name. Different name.
What was in the house, Denise?
My husband.
That's
my
right.
son.
Another family member
Is it
caught up
John?
in this mess.
John?
John, he's in the shower.
Okay. Can you have Frank come out as well? And I'll talk to you two just for a second, and then get you apprised of what we're doing here.
By this point,
Fourth
Frank
visit to
likely
this house,
knew
bro.
what was coming.
They keep coming
How
back.
about this?
Yeah.
Here's what's happening right now. We are here for a search warrant of your residence. Okay?
Officers make everyone come outside so they can speak with them. Mike's mother, Denise, was visibly distraught.
They came back 4 times to this house, bro.
Yesterday, I had a phone call. Well, we've got a lot of explaining to do to you and all that stuff, but like I said, there's a process we have to follow. All right?
She only became more upset when one of the officers
Man,
tried to
that
read
poor
her
woman
Miranda
just learning
rights.
all this.
I ain't never been through anything like this. Okay. Listen, this is nothing. This isn't you, you know? Okay? Okay.
Meanwhile, once Mike's brother John was out of the shower, the deputies took him
So
aside and
John had the
advised
gun
him of
this
his
whole
Miranda
time.
rights, even though he wasn't under arrest.
Essentially, there's only one question that I really need to ask you.
Gun.
Correct. Where is that gun at?
Get it out of my trunk.
It's in your trunk?
Yes, sir.
You know, the question is Michael brought you
So
the
it
gun.
was in John's trunk the whole time.
I bought the gun from my brother before any of this ever happened. He kept asking me to borrow it. He wanted
So
to go
now he
hunting.
bought it from Mike, sure.
He showed back up with it that morning. I didn't know yet. He just showed up with it. Here's your gun back.
The suspected murder weapon was exactly where John
murder
said it
weapon
was.
was just sitting in
John
his
had
trunk.
something else to share, besides the location of the weapon.
This has been brewing. Jimmy and Michael have been threatening to shoot each other for 2 years.
The reason why things had escalated
years,
now,
and
rather
nobody
than
did
any
anything
other
about
time,
it.
was nothing short of scandalous.
Did Michael tell you that he shot and killed Jimmy?
No, he did not personally tell me. He did not.
He didn't personally tell you, but did anybody in secondhand tell you?
I am willing to plead the fifth on that.
John chose to
he
plead
knows
the
exactly
fifth.
what
He
happened.
did not get in any legal trouble. In addition to sorting out who knew what about the crime, police still needed to locate Jim's
They still
body
gotta find
and
the
try to
body,
work
too.
out the true motive for his death. Both tasks would be far trickier than anyone bargained for.
What happened then with James' body?
I wasn't part of that. My dad made me go downstairs and go to bed.
So he told
Now
you
we
to go
get into what they did
downstairs?
with the
Well,
body.
and walked me up downstairs, and because I was like shocked. Then he started screaming my name, but I wouldn't move.
She was in total
He asked me
shock
to
seeing
grab
that.
me and brought me downstairs and like helped me in bed and told me, he's like, stay down here for a little while, and I fell asleep.
Mike provided first-hand horrific details
He just
of what
told her to
happened
go to
next.
sleep after that.
He was right here. I took him and I slid his head over this way. I put the sled right here beside him, took him, rolled him over, got a hold of the sled, put it here and rolled him over onto it, and rolled him out the door.
The sled Mike used was a deer
He
sled,
used a sled to
frequently
move the
used
body,
by
bro.
hunters to haul heavy game home. The story only got grislier from there.
So when you woke up, was all the blood and
She
everything
woke
cleaned
up
up?
to all that blood in the
It was
house.
already gone. So you didn't know where any of that stuff went to?
He said he burned it.
Did you ask him or did he just tell you?
Well, he told me the night before that he was going to go take care of everything.
He told her the night before he was going to go take care of
You
it.
never actually witnessed how the body was dragged out of the home, how it was removed or anything
No,
like
because he
that.
didn't want me to know. He didn't want me to.
He didn't want you to watch.
She knows more than
He
she's
knew
letting on.
once he pulled the trigger that he did that. And he shouldn't have done it.
While Melody and Mike both insisted that she didn't help clean up the crime scene, police likely found it hard to believe that Mike could have pulled off the entire
no way, he
cover-up
did all
without
that
help.
alone.
Melody was also in trouble for lying to the police when they first asked her if she knew what happened to Jim. As a result, She was placed under arrest for obstruction
she
of
lied to the
justice.
cops. She had it coming.
While Mike was doing his walkthrough and reconstruction of the crime, Melody was also brought over from the jail to do her own on-site interview. While there, she saw her father for the first time since his arrest.
Give a kiss. Tell me the truth, Melody, don't lie.
Melody was also asked to reconstruct the crime.
Tell the truth, that's all.
You went to bed.
I just went to bed at that moment.
You just went to bed with bloody arms and.
Well, I was kind of. I hadn't went to bed in a very long time, days, and when I came down here, I just basically passed out.
She just went to bed with all that blood.
However, this wasn't the only thing they wanted to ask her about, as police were still trying to piece together the real motive.
Had there been anything going on between you and Jimmy?
No. No.
I need to know. Nothing.
No, he wanted something, but I told him no, and he got mad about it, and I told.
When was that?
Basically the entire time I've been here.
So the entire time
He's like.
he'd been hitting on you, wanting you to do things with him,
Yeah.
and you never did.
Mm-hmm.
So that was the
What
real
about
motive.
anything between you and your dad? Nothing at all?
No.
As odd as this line of questioning may sound, there was a very good reason investigators were asking. There was something unsettling going on with Mike and his 18-year-old daughter, Melody. Police were made aware of the troubling allegations early on in the investigation when speaking with Jim's family.
Michael Dixon was here.
Yeah.
And what's his girlfriend's name?
His daughter.
Oh, his daughter.
Wait, they calling Melody his girlfriend?
Yeah, it's his daughter/girlfriend.
Police had also spoken to Melody's mother, Brandy, and what she shared added an upsetting layer to the case. Brandy explained the reason that Melody had been put in foster care and was not supposed to be in contact with her father.
The children's service decided not to let Melody go back out because they think there was a possibility he made out with his own daughter. So they kept her in foster care. When she came up here and started visiting me, she wanted to see her dad, but nobody could stop her.
So she was kept away from him for a reason.
She started seeing her dad, but I don't know the things he said to her or whatever, but he got her back on drugs again, like meth and all that crap.
Brandy said that there were multiple previous CPS reports detailing an ongoing struggle to keep Mike and Melody apart, but this is unconfirmed. Brandy
So
also
everyone knew
alleged
and
that
nobody
Mike's mother,
stopped it.
Denise, was not only aware of the incestuous relationship, but had purchased lingerie for Melody. However, we do not have evidence to confirm this claim. Melody's younger sister made even more
This whole
revolting
family
claims.
is just layers of awful.
Whenever we lived out with his mom and dad, I walked in the trailer and Melody and him was under the blanket, but maybe.
You said that happened out at Frank and Denise's house? Was that like a long time ago? Or like...
No, it wasn't.
This whole family is absolutely horrifying,
It
bro.
hasn't even been a year yet. This September's going to be a year. They would always hold hands and all this. And he tried to hold my hand. He was like, "Come on, baby girl, you can hold my hand." I said,
That is
no, you don't need to
absolutely
be
disgusting,
the
bro.
That's just nasty. I'm not like 2 years old. I'm actually glad that he's in jail. He needs to die in jail with all the that he's done.
Horrifically, Brandy and Melody's sister would not be the only ones to share troubling information with the police. Keith, the Whitaker family
More
friend
people
who had
knew about
unknowingly
this,
helped
too.
Mike rearrange the crime scene, told the police that he had tried to convince Jim to kick Mike and Melody out, as he suspected they were having an incestuous affair. He told police that on multiple occasions
Everybody
while he
around
was
them
over,
knew.
Mike
Nobody
and Melody
stopped
would
it.
go downstairs together, and he would hear sounds of intimacy shortly thereafter. On one occasion, he said Melody invited him to stick around so they could have some fun, which sent Mike into such a rage that he grabbed a weapon
This dude
and
is
shot it
actually
out the back
unhinged,
door
bro.
several times. With the possibility of an illicit father-daughter relationship now in the mix, the investigators had to wonder if this could have been a factor in Jim's death. Little did they know, the case would get even more twisted. While investigators
this
had
get even
Melody and
worse
Mike
than
at the
this?
crime scene, they focused on trying to locate Jim's remains. During his reconstruction of the crime, Mike walked the investigators through the chilling steps he
Walking them
took to
through
get
how
rid
he
of the
killed his own
evidence.
father.
So, he drugged Which way did you drag him down into here?
Right.
You drug him right through here? And then show me where you laid the body.
Watch your feet in that stuff, buddy.
About right here.
His head was about right there.
He is literally walking them through
And the feet
where
were
he
down
dumped his own father.
that way. And his head is about where your feet are. Okay. And you say you burnt him 10 to 15 hours?
Yes.
Burned him for 15
And you were,
hours,
this whole
bro.
time you
This is evil.
were using wood, sticks, accelerant.
Clothes. Really not. The only time I used any accelerants when I first started it.
Mike also said that he burned Jim's cell phone, multiple shotgun shells, and other spent
Destroying
casings.
every last piece of evidence.
Like, how much stuff was piled on top of him, on top of the body?
Probably a foot or two.
A what?
Foot or two.
two.
So you got a foot or two on top of him. You light him. You throw tires on after it's gone.
Tires on top of the
Wood.
body, bro. This is evil.
And you just kept throwing that stuff on there?
For a little bit, not all that long. Then once I got it going, I went in the house.
Okay. Did you stir it around? Like, I mean, fluff him up, let's say, like you'd fluff a
Fluff him
fire
up, bro. What kind of question is that?
You did? Did you see his body then when you fluffed it?
Did you come out and make sure that he was gone? You didn't look at it to see if there's anything
Bro, how
left?
do you not check?
No.
The investigators were inclined to believe Mike, as they'd already found a way to substantiate his claims.
Let me see that. That's something. Oh, it appears to be a skull cap. Huh? Yeah.
They actually found a skull right there.
Because of more of that rope take it up.
That looks more like hair.
Up down there?
Right, yeah, looks like it.
There's some more.
The initial investigators and the
actually found his
K9
skull.
units had passed over this very burn pit without alerting. Along with the bone shards, the investigators also found a bone with what looked to be medically implanted scaffolding. Jim's doctor confirmed that the device
how
could
they
be
confirmed
consistent
it was
with the
Jim.
spine surgery Jim had years ago. But it still wasn't over. According to Mike, there was another place that needed to be searched for the rest of Jim's remains. Just a few days after Mike and Melody
Wait,
were
there's another
arrested,
location,
the sheriff's
too.
department decided to pay Mike's stepfather, Frank, another visit.
Alright, so this is what's happening. I have a warrant for your arrest.
What?
Okay, for obstruction of justice, okay, during the investigation, okay?
What?
Alright, so I'm gonna place you under
Frank
arrest
getting
right now,
locked
okay?
up, too,
I need you to turn
called
around,
it.
put your hands behind your back.
Frank was cooperative, but Denise wasn't shy about expressing her displeasure.
This sucks.
While Frank was in jail, the lead detectives, along with the
getting
prosecutor,
locked
once
up,
again
too.
tried
His
to
whole
convince him
family
to
is
share
involved.
what he knew about the case. What he revealed was appalling.
There's conversations that I know you had with Michael, with Melody present, especially when it came to destroying
Frank
the
knew
teeth.
everything this whole time.
Frank insisted he didn't know anything until they showed him a video clip of him mentioning this to an officer, at which point he magically remembered.
Why did he tell you that he destroyed the tree? How did that come out?
He just come out and said it because he seemed like he really got
Frank,
into it.
you knew the whole time, bro. Stop playing.
He just seemed like it was weird because he seemed like he enjoyed it. And I'm like, you enjoyed something like that?
I need to understand how he got from Jimmy's
Even the
gone
stepdad knows that's not normal.
describing in detail to the point where you think he enjoys destroying human teeth, because that's a big jump. And you've given me no detail here.
That
Did he
detective
say
is
whether
not
or not
letting him
Jimmy was
dodge
dead when
this.
he knocked the teeth out?
Yeah, he said he was gone. That's what he kept saying. He was gone. He didn't say nothing about him being dead. He's gone.
After learning this, the detectives brought Mike back out for another walkthrough and enlisted his help to find what might remain of the
bringing him
teeth
back out
and
to
the
find the
jawbone he said was kept with it.
What was it in again?
A bull. Hold on.
Like this?
Underneath this shelf or underneath here?
Underneath right there.
They hid the jar.
Could it be anywhere else?
Row.
How big's a bowl?
How big around is that metal right there?
How high is it?
About 3-4 inches.
They are literally searching for destroyed teeth right now.
Where could it have gone?
Most of you guys have done moved. I just thought we'd found it by now. I mean, the one hid did. Just sitting there.
Detectives were left with no choice but to out the entire basement, one item at a time. Despite all this work, Jim's jawbone and his teeth could not be found. An examination of the remains that were located revealed the sickening reason Mike had taken the chainsaw with him when he first fled Jim's residence. Many of the bone fragments showed evidence of cut marks, suggesting that Mike dismembered Jim's body before burning it. However, it was impossible to determine a precise cause of death because the remains were so damaged. Even after making this horrible discovery, the most shocking revelation was yet to come. Several months later, while waiting for the case to go to court, one of Melody's cellmates asked to speak with the detectives. What she alleged aligned with what many had feared all along.
Well, her and her dad had a relationship of sleeping with each other.
How do you know that?
She said it.
How did she say it?
Her dad had,
I knew it. I called that from the start.
You know that's not right. And she just acted like it was no big deal. So, I mean, every day we would tell her and ask her, why are you...
She was sleeping with her own dad and acted
she's in love with her dad.
Did you have a relationship with James Whitaker?
No.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
You guys ever kiss?
No.
Not even a kiss.
Contrary to this, another woman incarcerated with Melody claimed she'd heard the exact opposite about Melody and Jim.
Did she ever talk about any kind of relationship with him?
Yeah.
Yes?
Yes.
What did she say about that?
I mean, pretty much that she would sleep with them for money.
If Melody did have a relationship with Jim as well as her father, it had the potential to change almost everything about the case. It would explain the regular fights between Jim and Mike, and could mean that the shooting was the fallout of a twisted love triangle. While looking for proof of a relationship between Melody and Jim, the detectives obtained a search warrant to go through Melody's phone.
There's a video on your phone. You know, police officers retrieved your phone.
Oh, they found something on that phone.
Looks like there's contact between you and your father. Will that be accurate or no?
Yes.
How long had you had a relationship with Michael?
Well, the first thing that happened was when
She just admitted
took
it
our
on
mom's
camera,
custody and put in grandma's custody back in 2017.
Melody claimed to be on meth each time she had relations with her father.
How many times did that happen?
This just keeps getting worse and worse.
With Michael.
When I was 16, between 4 and 6 times.
Disturbingly, this had taken place at the Specie house, while Melody and Mike were living with Frank and Denise, Melody's grandparents. As Melody's confession continued, it only became more upsetting.
And how many times after that did it happen? When you weren't
really asking her to keep counting, this is
did that start to happen when you start to live with him and James?
Yeah.
About how many times?
I don't know more than I can count. For years of my life, whenever you try to say no, and then men are on top of you and you can't push them off.
She is describing something horrible, man.
I would tell my dad no, he would stop. and he would respect that. So that's why I thought it was okay, because he always stopped. I said no.
You realize it wasn't okay? You know that now. You also realize it wasn't your fault.
That poor girl, man.
Because it
This is
wasn't
heartbreaking.
okay. It was not okay. It wasn't your fault. He's a grown-ass man and should know better.
In 2021, Michael Dixon was sentenced to life in prison for murder, along with 3 years for tampering with evidence and 16 and a half years for engaging in corrupt acts.
Every single year.
He will not be eligible for parole until 2070, at which point he would be 91 years old. Melody, meanwhile, was convicted on 2 counts of obstruction of justice and 3 counts of tampering with evidence. She was sentenced to 9 years in prison
This is heavy.
and will be eligible for release in 2029. Finally, Frank was convicted on 1 count of obstructing justice. He received credit for time served and 5 years on probation. Despite these convictions, we still don't know the full truth about why Mike killed Jim or the exact date of Jim's death. These factors will remain a mystery until either Mike or Melody reveal these final secrets.
Hi, I was just wondering if you could do 2 favors.
Well, what are they?
Taking me to the nearest police station.
What's going on, son? Have a seat there.
It's personal business.
Wait, he walked up and asked to go to the police
Wait a minute, how do you come to my house?
And I'm a good woman. I don't do naughty things.
The lives of family lifestyle influencers Jody Hildebrandt and Ruby Franke imploded on August 30th, 2023, when one of Ruby's 6 children was discovered weak and hurt. The other 5 had not been accounted for at this time, and law enforcement wasted no time in launching a full investigation. As the police delved into the twisted dynamic that had grown between the 2 women, they never could have anticipated the depths of the depravity the children were subjected to, or the mind-boggling justifications offered by the perpetrators.
I just want my kids back. I want my family back.
Adults have a really hard time understanding that children can be full of evil and what that takes to fight it.
The following report is based on police records. When Dan Clarkson answered his doorbell at 10:46 a.m. on August 30th, 2023, he never could have expected his actions would kickstart a nationally publicized police investigation. However, as soon as he laid eyes on the young boy outside, he immediately knew something was very, very wrong. His Ring camera captured the heartbreaking conversation that ensued.
Yes.
Hi, I was just wondering if you could do 2 favors.
Oh wait, this is the Ring camera footage.
What are they?
Taking me to the nearest police station. Well, actually, just one's fine.
What's going on, son? Have a seat there.
It's personal business.
This was actually the second neighbor the boy had attempted to contact. At the first house, there was no answer, so he'd been forced to move on. The disturbing reason he was seeking help came out when Dan made this emotional call to 911.
That kid had to
I
go to
just had
2
a
houses,
12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. Said he had just came from a neighbor's house. He's hungry and he's thirsty.
While Dan was on the phone with the 911, his wife gave the boy, who introduced himself as Russell,
That poor kid was
snacks
starving,
to eat while waiting for help to arrive. But shockingly, there was something more appalling about the boy's condition than his extreme malnutrition.
He has duct tape around
Big
his ankle.
injuries. There's sores around them.
Yeah, there's sores around him. I think
duct tape on a
good
child.
chance he's been,
Bro, this is
He also
evil.
has
oh, and he has it around his
wrist
ankle.
as well.
I mean, his wrist as well. Okay, this boy has been...
Needs immediate attention.
And yet the most heartbreaking revelations were yet to come.
Okay, this boy has
It gets worse than this, bro. How?
This kid has obviously been, I think he's been detained. He's obviously
This
covered
man
in
can
what
barely get the
he
words
says
out.
What's happened to him is his fault.
We need the police here now.
The police and an ambulance were already on the way. During the tense waiting period, Russell revealed that he'd been staying with his mother and her friend, Jody Hildebrand, since May. Terrifyingly, he added that he wasn't the only child in Jody's house. His two sisters, ages 9 and 14, were still inside.
I'll take more.
As Russell underwent medical assessment, more police officers arrived.
We need to identify that house, and if there's two other kids there, we need to go do a security sweep of that house and help them.
They were about to realize that they'd gotten there in the nick of time. As the police staged in Dan's driveway, a woman drove up in her car and announced that she was searching for a 12-year-old boy.
Is that the mom looking for him?
She gave her name as none other than Jody Hildebrand, the woman Russell said his family had been staying with. Cleverly, the police didn't tell Jody how much they already knew. They just took down her address and said they would come to speak with her shortly. She didn't have to wait long.
Ring. No, go.
Police officers, open up!
Got movement right here.
Right there.
Contact.
They are moving in on that house right now.
Open the door! Jody, I need you to step out.
I have my attorney.
That's great. Step out of the house.
Attorney is not saving
Step out of the house.
Step out of the house.
Whoa.
We're just gonna see if anybody else. Is there anybody else home?
Wait a minute, how do you come to my house?
Right there.
Look, they come into my house. Do you have a search warrant?
We'll explain it after
She's
this.
really asking about a search warrant right
You can't
now.
just come into my house without a search warrant.
Jody was mistaken about the need for a warrant to enter the home because the police already had probable cause due to a 911 call that the neighbors had placed after Russell showed up at their door. There was a clear emergent need to enter, and a warrant wasn't necessary. The police must account for the welfare of the other two children. They certainly had their work cut out for them, though, because the house was massive. During the search, the police found one room that appeared to be set up for filming. This, they would learn, was because Jody and Ruby both had a significant online presence. More details would emerge throughout the investigation, revealing the dark side of these social media influencers. To ensure that they left no corner unchecked, the investigators retrieved the blueprints of the house. This turned out to be a brilliant idea, as the schematics revealed something that might have been overlooked otherwise. Outside, Jody did not appear to be shy about expressing her displeasure at the intrusion.
I have Airbnb guests over there. Probably scared them to death.
Okay. Is there anybody else in the house?
Yes.
2 kids?
There's a little girl.
Just one?
She's right over here.
Okay.
The Airbnb guests were the least of the police's worries right now. Following Jody's instructions, they made their way down the hall to a bathroom with a large closet. What they found inside was devastating.
I'm a police officer.
They found a child in the closet.
You okay?
No.
Is it just you in here? I'm Sergeant Tobler. What's your name?
Please be gentle with that child.
I just have one. Where's your sister at? Contact one. You okay? Huh? You doing okay? You don't want to talk to me? Yeah, that's okay. Can you come with me though? We got Jody out here. You know Jody?
That kid is terrified,
According to the information Jody gave, this was Russell's 9-year-old sister Eve.
We want to be best buddies, but we're getting a little mad here because he won't give me his shoes. Guess what?
Wait, what shoes? What is she talking
Learned how to
about?
ride a bike with no training wheels. Come here, I'll show you.
Despite the officer's gentle approach, she sat eerily still and quiet, hardly giving a sign that she could even hear him.
You take your time, bud. I'm in a hurry.
That poor baby is
I'm a police
completely
officer.
shut down.
Did you know that? I don't mean to hurt you at all. You doing okay? Are you scared? Yeah? You're okay. Do you need help? I'm not gonna hurt you.
That poor baby is terrified,
Promise.
bro. This is heartbreaking.
See this right here? It's a badge. It tells me I don't hurt people. I'm just here to make sure you're okay. And I get you if you're scared. I would be too.
That officer is handling this so gently, man.
Okay? You wanna come with me?
Still, Eve didn't respond. They hatched a new plan to win her over with pizza. While they waited for the food to arrive, the officers kept her company with the utmost patience, refusing to rush her out of the closet until she made the choice to leave.
101 to sit down. It's okay if I just sit here with you. We don't have to say anything.
That officer is a real one man.
Okay? I'll just sit here with you.
Meanwhile, back with Russell, the EMTs got a close-up look at the duct tape and wounds around his ankles.
Man, they really did
what
that
they
to those
found was
kids.
almost unspeakably gruesome. But even this was overshadowed by what Russell said next. In between bites of the snacks from the neighbors, he told the police officer documenting his injuries additional details, which made the situation all the more sickening.
What else could this poor kid
You're not in trouble
possibly
with
say?
me. Okay? We're just trying to figure out what's going on. Our main focus right now is you. Okay? Who put the ropes on you? Supposed to help you what?
The police report revealed the chilling answers that were redacted in the Bodycam footage. Russell said that Jody and his mother, Ruby Frankie, had restrained him with ropes to help him with what he'd been choosing. How the women had chosen to treat the resulting wounds left EMTs puzzled. The officer who spoke with Russell repeated the distressing details to his supervisor on the phone.
What kind of evil is that?
They put cayenne pepper mixed with honey and then covered that with the plastic saran wrap and then the duct tape over the wounds.
Detectives have found evidence of the honey and cayenne mixture in the upstairs bathroom, along with more ropes, used bandages, and other wound dressings.
A medical got there, they started cutting the stuff off him, and then you can see like the dark around his ankles. You could smell
Cayenne
it.
pepper
When they
and
went to
honey
go
on open wounds, that's torture.
peel it, they thought it was some of the dressing. It was actually his skin that was peeling.
Obviously, the police wanted to talk to Russell's mother to understand what could possess someone to treat a child in such a manner.
She did it herself.
As of yet, though, Ruby Frankie, along with Russell's older sister, were still unaccounted for. Jody certainly wasn't sharing where Ruby was, as her behavior became increasingly strange as the house search continued. When this
Jody is
officer
acting
seemed
real
unreceptive
suspicious
to her
right now.
stare, she tried a different target.
You wait for me to say something, or?
She is trying to manipulate
Inside,
the
the search
officers,
went
bro.
on for more children, especially Julie, the older sister Russell said was at Jody's house. There was no sign of her yet, so the police decided it was time to confront Jody about what they'd found when referencing the blueprints. A safe room in the basement,
safe room, bro.
locked
What else
with
is
a
in that
vault
house?
door.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
You have a room downstairs that has a safe wheel on the front. How do we get access to that to ensure that there's no one else in this home?
A safe room with a vault door, bro. What is this?
They do need to search that there's nobody else, so I think you can give them access to make sure there's nobody in there.
After further back and forth to get the lock combination from Jody, the team returned to the basement to open the safe. Upstairs, additional officers were still trying to gain the trust of the little girl in the bathroom closet.
Found dead skin.
She found dead skin.
Dead skin.
Get out from underneath my bed. Right now.
Sorry, Mom.
I am more upset that you came in my room when you knew you weren't
Wait, is that Jody talking to the
You
little
knew
girl
that
like
it was
that?
a bad idea.
Yeah.
You're still gonna have the consequence of not having your nails done for a month.
Mom.
It's a deal. Give me a hug.
Mom. Can I help you two to get paid? Because I want a lot
That
of
poor
money.
kid just wanting love from her mom.
They likely hoped that the arrival of the pizza would change things in their favor, but they were in for yet another surprise.
What else could there possibly be now?
Despite how painfully thin she appeared, Eve didn't go for the food right away. Eve proceeded to eat the entire pizza and requested 2 more large slices from the lunch that the police had. As Eve ate, the plan was to focus on opening the safe, but suddenly a new priority emerged. With no warning, Ruby Franke, Russell and Eve's mother, arrived on scene. After determining that she had no weapons on her, she was taken to a separate area of the house to wait out the search. The police would check in with Ruby once they finished going through the house. The only place left to look was the basement safe room.
They gotta open that
When they
vault.
opened the door, though, they were likely crushed. Julie was not inside. At first glance, the room looked to be nothing more than a barren bolt hole reserved for emergencies. When they started opening drawers, though, they turned up some stomach-churning evidence. Handcuffs, a length of rope, and a carabiner. Based on the condition of Russell and Eve, the police received an official search warrant that enabled them to collect these items, along with many of the electronics, as evidence. But even after being in the house for hours, there was still no sign of Julie or the other Franke siblings.
This is so dark.
The only certain thing was what should happen with Jody and Ruby. They were both placed under arrest for aggravated child abuse.
Okay, just place your hand behind your back for me.
Finally put them both in cuffs.
During the arrest process, the officers likely noticed some strange behavior from Ruby. She didn't say a single word, even when put in the back of a police car with Jody. The police had to hope she would be more verbose when the time came to ask her how Russell and Eve had gotten in such miserable conditions.
Okay, go ahead and have a seat.
She really said nothing the whole time, bro.
She is definitely not a talker.
She's not. Not anything.
Even if I ask her a name or just like, not even ask about things, she looks at me and goes.
While Jody was at least responding to direct questions, whether she would respond to the hard ones police had in store was yet to be seen.
I'm a little nervous.
You're that. You know, to be honest with you, if I was sitting over there, I'd be a little nervous too. So don't worry about it. We're just here to talk, to get your side.
So I trust my attorney.
Oh, they are being way too nice to her right now.
And I said, I have nothing to hide. And he's like, I know that, but just let me be there with you when you talk. So you guys seem nice people. I'd like to just tell you.
Oh,
but
she wants to talk without her lawyer.
I don't know if you're going to flip my words. I'm a psychologist. I've watched people flip things all the time. So I get it. I sit on your side. I get it. It looks sad that I don't want to answer anything, but it's not because I'm trying to be
Girl, you are literally a suspect.
Even though Jody
right now.
refused
Stop
to talk
performing.
without a lawyer, trying to get information from Ruby was astronomically more difficult.
We're just here to talk to you about kind of a few things involving your
just sitting
kids.
there like a statue, bro.
So first, do you live down here or do you live up north? Do you want to talk to me about where you live or how many kids you have?
She is literally just staring at them saying,
You don't want to talk to us about anything?
So yeah, this is just your chance to tell us. We're just trying to get your side of the story. So it's your chance to do that. But it's up to you.
She is not going to say a single word.
Okay. So you don't want to talk to us at all?
There was hardly any doubt that the two women had done horrible things to Ruby's children, but with both women unwilling to talk,
Both of them
the
just
police
completely
still had no
stonewalling the
idea
cops.
why. Answers, though, were closer than anyone thought. When the detectives first got to the police station, they found a surprise visitor waiting. Ruby's husband, Kevin Franke, was there, and he wanted to pick up his kids. With so many burning questions
Wait, Kevin,
pertaining
where
to
have
the
you been this
Franke
whole
family,
time?
Kevin was detained and taken to a third interrogation room where he was read his rights.
How did you find out that you needed to come here to the street?
I received a message that I needed to
So
come
Kevin just
pick up my
shows up
kids
at the
from
station.
police department in Highlands.
And who was that message from?
Well, I prefer not to say right now.
Does it make sense that that would happen? I'm just not aware of anyone who did that from our department.
Bro, who told you to come then?
And I'm not comfortable saying right now who reached out to me.
Okay.
Was that Jody?
I'm not going to answer that question.
Kevin was keeping quite close-lipped.
Everybody in
However,
this
it
case
wasn't
is
all
refusing
bad
to talk.
news. Back at Jody's house, Eve finally seemed to be warming up to law enforcement.
You don't want to talk? Okay. There's nothing at all you want to talk about at all? It's okay to talk to me.
Come on, Eve. You can do it.
Are you scared? We helped your brother. And we got him some help too.
That poor little girl
And that's what
is
we want to do
terrified,
for
bro.
you. If we want to get you some help too. We are safe. We will not hurt you, and we won't do anything to hurt you.
It took a total of 4 hours before Eve was willing to leave the closet with medical personnel. When examining her in the ambulance, EMTs discovered that she had wounds on her feet and decided that she and Russell both needed to go to the hospital. Thankfully, as Kevin's conversation with police continued, he was willing to provide some crucial context.
And how many kids do you have, Kevin?
I have 6 kids.
So are they all living with you, or?
No, I haven't seen them for over a year.
Any of them?
No, none of them.
For a year?
Over a
whole year and you didn't check on your kids.
In a separation.
From who?
From my wife and family. Ruby invited me to leave the home while I thought about the choices that I've made in my life and the way that I've treated.
She kicked him out to think about his
and
choices.
Did you ever try to reach out to the kids, drop by the home, or was there?
I honored the no separation boundary that we agreed to.
When was the last time you saw Ruby?
The last time I saw her was the 18th.
A whole year without seeing your kids, bro.
This month we met to. She requested me to sign over vehicles, or the titles to the vehicles. The vehicle that she drives were all in my name.
When's the last time you physically saw Russell?
She had him sign over everything, bro. He got played.
The day that I moved out, July 24th, 2022. So my job is to financially provide for them.
I was trying to figure out how much of a role do you play in the caretaking of specifically of those 2 kids?
I pay the bills.
Okay.
With my job, I provide the money, goes into a shared bank account, and that's my only involvement.
As the conversation went on, Kevin seemed to be just as in the dark as the investigators.
On your kids.
Who lives in that home with your, is it ex-wife? Is it currently a separated wife? Like, who lives in that home with your children?
To be honest, I don't know. I know that she's there with...
Bro, you don't even know who lives with your own kids.
4 of the children, and our 2 older children have moved out.
This likely came as a shock to investigators. If there were 4 Frankie children still living at home,
so where are the
that
other
meant
2
they
kids,
weren't just missing Julie, but another one of Russell's teenage sisters, Abby. Before launching into a frantic search, the detectives decided to finish talking to Kevin, hoping he could give them an idea of where to look for the
every
girls.
bit of info they can
As the
get
conversation
right now.
went on, though, Kevin's story only got stranger.
Who's this female Jody that your wife lives with? Do you know a female named Jody?
She is a
Oh, here we go. Jody
therapist
finally
and
comes
a
up.
life coach, I know. And she's...
Do you respect her?
Do I respect her? Yeah, I think she's a very honest, truthful person, yes.
Okay. Is your wife a partner of hers? Is your wife a roommate with her? Your kids are living in her house is what I'm trying to say.
I'm not aware of that, but I know that they've been in business for the last year filming. So every week a podcast goes up. You don't even know where your kids live.
What's the name of it?
Connections with an X.
This would explain the film set discovered in Jody's house. As it turned out, Jody and Ruby both had a significant following on Instagram and YouTube. Jody was a therapist, and her accounts focused on counseling and family dynamics in alignment with the Church of Latter-day Saints, of which she and Ruby were both members. She called her program Connections and had written several books sharing her methods, and even taught online Zoom classes on the topics of family health and harmony. Ruby, meanwhile, created more slice-of-life content, cataloging daily life with her family
Slice
as members
of
of the
life
Mormon
content with all
faith.
this going
Her
on.
main platform was a YouTube account titled 8 Passengers, supplemented with an Instagram under the same name. In due time, the police would learn that the content made by Ruby and Jody had become unimaginably twisted behind the scenes.
Are you
Behind the
involved in
scenes is
business
putting it
efforts,
lightly,
or-
bro.
And were you involved in the 8 Passengers account with your family?
Yes. I was in the videos. And
Recently, Ruby's online presence had undergone a shift. She rebranded to Truth Mom, but began focusing
Truth
less
Mom,
on
that is
her own
ironic
channel
beyond
in favor
belief.
of working with Jody on connections.
You guys got a lot of heat for neglect and child abuse. A lot of people commented those things on there. Why were they commenting those things?
that's a good question. We
Bro, you know
we
exactly
had
why they were
a
commenting that.
son who was acting out in very selfish behavior.
Just Chad, or
Yes, this was Chad. And, none of this is
Blaming a kid for
stranger
selfish
odd. You can
behavior.
get on
Are you
YouTube
serious?
and find out all sorts of stuff on this.
Eventually, Ruby stopped posting on her private YouTube account altogether, which Kevin said eliminated 90% of the family's
90%
income.
of the what,
Her last
Kevin?
video on Jody's channel, though, had come out just 2 days ago. In the interrogation room, Kevin shared more about the situation, which led to public outcry against the Frankies.
He was being very cruel and mean to his siblings that he shared a room with.
So they blamed Chad
and
for
so
the backlash.
we removed him from the room. And we said, you can sleep anywhere you want. Sleep on the couch, sleep on the pull-out bed, sleep on the floor for all we care, but you're not sleeping in that room with
Sleep on the
your
floor for
brother.
all we care is
He
crazy.
chose to sleep on a beanbag. So 9 months later, he had made a lot of changes in his life. And he was ready to, and we had moved by that time. And so we had a new house, and he was ready to move into his own bedroom.
9 months on a
Made a
beanbag,
video
bro, what?
about it. And in the video, he mentioned something of the effect of, I've been sleeping for 9 months on a beanbag. And that is what all the uproar was about.
9 months
This
on a beanbag,
wasn't
bro.
Ruby's
That's
only
insane.
run-in with the law. Shockingly, just 5 days before her arrest, she'd been pulled over while driving, with her kids in the car.
Hello. You know how fast you're going right there? No. Okay. Got you going 57 and a 35.
Ruby was sent on her way with only a speeding ticket.
57
Back
and a
with
35
Kevin, he
with kids in
explained that the
car, bro.
situation with his oldest son, Chad, was the catalyst for Jody getting involved with the family. She was hired as Chad's therapist and had the boy personally paying her $900 a month. From there, her involvement with the family only grew. How this could have led to the breakup of the
$900
family
a
and the
month
near
from a kid,
starvation of
that's
2 of the
insane.
children was yet to be explored.
During your marriage, how was disciplining your kids? How would you discipline your kids?
Yeah, I'm not going to answer that question.
Bro, you
Are
just
you
told us
aware of the
everything
physical
else, but not
condition
that.
of your children?
No. No, I've chosen to trust my wife with the children. That was part of the agreement of our
That
separation.
was part of the agreement.
Kevin was
What
about to
agreement,
learn the
bro?
harrowing consequences this decision has caused.
We received a phone call from 911 on our dispatch that
Here it comes.
a
This is where it all
12 to
unravels.
13-year-old boy was knocking on doors in a neighborhood asking for food and water. So
I'm sorry, what?
he had duct tape on his extremities, on his hands, on his ankles, and those were covering
Duct tape
rope
on a child,
burns
bro. This
that
is
were
evil.
used to tie him down. Take a second and think about what I just said. That's the condition of your son. Given that information, your son was taken to
That
the
poor kid,
hospital.
man. This is horrifying.
A warrant has been applied and granted by the Department of Child and Family Services to remove both Russell and Eve from your wife's care. Do you understand that?
They got to get those kids out now.
I understand.
Would you condone that behavior?
Would I condone that behavior?
That's my job. My job is to find out your knowledge
Bro,
of
the
treatment
detective is
of
not
these,
playing around
these
right now.
Based on your
precious
description,
children.
no. But again, I don't know the details, or I don't know what's going on. But as you described that, that sounds
horrible, disgusting. No human being should be treated like
Bro, you
that.
trusted your wife with this happening.
The investigators stepped out to give Kevin a few private moments to come to terms with what he'd just learned. When the investigative team returned 10 minutes later, Kevin took the opportunity to ask a burning
Man needs
question.
answers, I would too.
what's going to happen with my wife. I love my wife.
I don't know. I'm being honest with you. I don't know. Haven't had an interview with
I
you.
don't have those charges against my wife.
Possibly. I think given the circumstances, that's highly appropriate, but again,
That night, the
Good, he
police
needs to
decided
hear
that
that.
Ruby would be booked into jail to await her attorney. Even this, though, failed to get a reaction from her.
makes you want to let you know what criminal charges for, so you're under arrest. It's going to be 2 counts.
She doesn't even care, bro. That's insane.
Second-degree felony of child abuse or neglect, okay? Do you understand that or no? Are you okay? I'm wondering if there's like a medical clearance that needs to, like, do you need
She's
medical
worried about
attention
herself
before
right
you go
now,
to the jail?
not those kids.
Okay. Have you ever been arrested before? I'm just concerned about you. I know you don't believe that. So I've had an opportunity to talk to
The
your
officer
husband.
showing more care than
Kind
her
of
own
worried about
family
your
did.
circumstances and obviously your children as well. But you're sure you don't need medical attention or anything like that?
She doesn't deserve that kindness, honestly.
Jody, too, was escorted to a police car to be transported to jail facing the same charges. Still inside the police station, Kevin learns more from the investigators about the
Kevin's
children.
still in there learning
So
the
I mean, you're
worst
still
news of his
like
life.
getting run over by a steam truck while you're sharing with me today.
Yeah. I can tell you're caught off guard.
I thought I was just coming here to pick up
This
my
man had
kids,
no
and
idea
for
what
what
was
I don't know what or why, but and I was planning on taking them back with me. Everything you're sharing to me just sounds
I
like
really thought he was just
made
picking
up
him
story. Like I have no idea what you're talking about. Like it sounds like a horror movie.
It is a horror movie, bro. It literally is.
And what you're sharing with me just feels like a sucker punch. I feel responsible. Separating, leaving. It hurts. I know you're all doing your jobs.
Man, this is
I know
genuinely
you all have
heartbreaking
the
to
best
watch.
interests of my kids at night. I appreciate them.
Thank you. Thanks. That means a lot.
I just want my kids back. I want my family back. I want my wife back.
It was doubtful either Ruby or Jody would be getting out of jail
Man just
anytime
wants his
soon.
family back. This is
Jody grappled with this through the lens of religion while speaking with a friend she called from the county jail.
And I don't know if I'm going to be like some kind of example, but when I get out of here, I have a story to tell, and I am going to try to do everything I can to protect the children, because that's what's happening, is that kids are being just horribly abused. Well, I have just been begging him, like, you've got to explain this to me. Like, I cannot logically figure out what's going on here. I mean, I should be here. I haven't done anything wrong.
Ruby, too, made some equally baffling claims during her jailhouse phone calls.
But the most upsetting thing is that I am completely misunderstood. That is the most horrible feeling. Like my own family misunderstands me. They misinterpret me. And
you abused your
poor
kids.
Jody, they misinterpret her. They misunderstand her. She puts her neck out on the line for people, and then they get mad at her. I mean, it is just horrendous. It's horrendous. And you know what? Every Joseph
She is
Smith,
completely
every
delusional, bro. This is
every
insane.
wonderful man of God has had to be misunderstood. And I'm a good woman. I don't do naughty things. This is a witch hunt.
It wasn't all dark and twisted news, though. In a stroke of luck,
She
the police
literally said
located
that
Julie
same
and
line at the
Abby.
beginning.
Shockingly, they were nowhere near the family home in Springville. Rather, they were located more than 20 miles away at a house belonging to Ruby's friend and fellow Connections member, Pam. How she'd gotten there,
20 miles
though,
away at
remained
someone
in
else's
question.
house. What?
Pam was handcuffed when the police arrived and agreed to answer some questions while waiting for additional investigators to arrive. While one officer sat with her, the other took the opportunity to check in with Julie.
Do you need
Okay,
medical
good. They
attention
found the
at
other
all?
kids at least.
Okay. Is there a reason you're so scared right now? It's us? Okay.
That child is terrified of
Sorry if
everyone
you've
now.
had a negative interaction with law enforcement in the past, okay? My intention is not to scare you. Do you go to school?
Down the driveway, Pam was unhandcuffed when investigators arrived from Springville.
Poor girl is terrified
She told
of
them that
adults.
she'd received a call from Ruby asking her to pick up two of her daughters while she dealt with a family emergency. Up until this point, the officers were under the impression that it was only Julie at the house, but Pam clarified that her older sister, Abby, was also there.
So Ruby stashed
Thankfully,
both
neither
kids away
she
from
nor
the
Julie
house.
appeared to be in physical distress like Russell or Eve. Julie and Abby appeared hesitant to go with DCFS representatives when they arrived, but were safely taken into custody to await the outcome of the investigation.
At least those two are
The
safe,
uncertainty
thank
over
God.
Abby and Julie's whereabouts had been answered, but so many questions remained. First and foremost, the quandary of what could have happened to leave Russell and Eve so
what did they do
frail
to
and
that poor kid?
traumatized. Kevin returned to the police station with his lawyer for a second interview. The additional details he was about to share were nothing short of astonishing.
Have you found the pen papers?
The pen papers.
So it described all of the visions and
pen papers.
trances.
What kind of
and
vision are we
everything that
talking
Jody and Ruby went into.
How thick would you say it was?
It was like 3 inches thick or so. And there were hundreds of pages of written documents. It's something Jody would not
Hundreds
want
of
found.
pages, bro.
Yeah.
What were they writing?
But she wouldn't want to destroy it.
Because we do have Ruby's journal, which is from those dates that you mentioned.
These
About
things
this big?
are going to be so. The stuff she wrote in the pen paper, she would not write.
Those pen papers are going to be damning.
The stuff she wrote in the pen papers was not intended to be read by anybody until God would decree them to be written as scripture for the whole world to read.
Okay.
I believe that's what we.
She thought she was writing actual
It wasn't
scripture.
certain whether the documents found by the police were actually Ruby's pen papers or just a journal. Regardless of what they were called, the contents revealed a wealth of heinous secrets. On July 10th, 2022, Ruby wrote,
Heinous secrets,
Eve
here
and
we
Russell
go.
have been in so much deviant behavior they won't control their bodily functions. I never would have suspected the cold, dead heart Russell has. Ruby echoed these sentiments in one
She
of the phone
called her own
calls she
child
made from jail.
cold and
I
dead-hearted.
don't have a really hard time understanding that children can be full of evil and what that takes to fight it.
According to the journal, Russell and Eve were locked in closets, made to do physical labor, wall sits, jump on a trampoline, stand out in the rain, and carry
were
heavy
torturing
boxes
those
up and
kids.
down the stairs for hours on end. When Eve slipped and fell while carrying the boxes, Ruby accused her of doing so on purpose, and then shaved her head as punishment. And this was just brushing the surface of what the
Shaved
children
her head, bro.
endured.
This is just the
I've
surface.
never had a kid quite like Eve, but she does not like to sit and listen. I don't know if that's just her personality and she just needs me to be more strict with her than what was
More
required
strict.
with
She
some of
was
the other
literally
kids, or
torturing
if
them.
she is displaying hyperactivity tendencies. So I'm gonna try to figure that out today. I honestly don't know which way it's gonna go. She knows that I mean it, and I'm gonna carry through with it. If she absolutely is not capable, then I'm going to
Carry through
maybe
with what?
take
That's
further
what scares
measures
me.
to figure out if there's hyperactivity tendencies going on, or if she stays and she's really good and she listens, then it probably just means she needs a little bit more of a strict routine with her.
According to
routine is
Kevin,
what
the
you call
fight
that
against
abuse.
so-called evil had not originated with the children. In fact, the downward spiral had begun more than a year prior under some very strange circumstances.
We went out to like a dinner afterwards, and that's where Jody really opened up to the women
the origin story.
In a private conversation that she believed she was being tormented and haunted by shadow figures every night, and that was spooky.
Ruby also revealed that Russell and Eve still sometimes failed to control their bodily functions.
Blaming the kids.
She presented this as a method by which they defied her. Back with Kevin, he alleged that Jody's experiences had rapidly grown more intense.
She was walking along the beach with Jesus, and Jesus challenged her to go walk on the water.
She was walking on the beach with Jesus
now. It was a whole lesson on walking on the water.
And that was still just the tip of the iceberg. The more investigators read of Ruby's journal, the more depraved the story became. Tuesday, big day for evil, she wrote on July 11th. All night, Eve screamed and cried and hit her head on the tile floor. Today, Jody confronted her. Eve admits to putting on a show for her mother. Eve said she wants to be pitiful.
Child hitting her head, and
when the investigators read on and learned what torment Eve had endured to reach this level of desperation, they likely didn't know whether to be enraged or heartbroken. Jody mentioned her experiences with what she called the spirit in one of her jail phone calls.
When I feel the spirit, I have two physiological reactions. I get
from
really like shaky, like I'm shivering, like I'm cold, or I feel heat, like I have a fever run through me. It felt like I was burning up, and I was just shaking with gratitude.
She really thought that was the spirit talking to her.
Here's what this is.
Back with Kevin, he revealed that while Jody's alleged visions had initially seemed positive, things quickly took a much darker turn, and things changed inside the house.
There was a lot of satanic ones. When she would go into possession mode, she would talk in like different voices. It was really creepy. But the voices would say, "She's ours, we're not letting go. She is Satan's bride. She's mine. I'm going to marry her." If she was faking it, she believed that Satan wanted her as her bride. This woman is genuinely
terrifying, bro.
The journal revealed that Eve experienced horrific punishments. This is the day Eve anticipates breaking her 2-day fast, Ruby wrote. I let Russell know she has hardened her heart and will do one more day of fasting to invite her to humble.
Girl.
Eve flips out and begins ranting. All day, Eve makes rhymes about "my mom starves me" and calls it fasting. In his second interview, Kevin continued his description of what it was like to live with Jody.
Kevin has seen way too much in that house.
I can't explain some of the stuff that happened while we were there. Like crashes in the basement while we were talking upstairs. And plates like in the kitchen just flying off by themselves.
Plates like flying off by
full
themselves.
Speed smashing on the wall.
What is going on in that house?
And I don't have any way to explain it other than there's some crazy going on.
On other occasions, Eve was doused with water in the dog wash and made to sleep on the basement
dog wash,
floor.
Are you serious right
and it
now?
Only got worse going forward. Kevin, too, said that back in 2021, the situation with Jody took a similar downward trajectory as she became increasingly entwined with his family.
But it reached the point where in August,
this pattern just
her bishop at the time, he's not her bishop anymore, but I mean, he was going over there every night, and he'd be there for like 4 hours. Then he'd be like, I'm fighting evil spirits, I'm casting demons out, there's crazy stuff going on. And finally he got to the point where he's like,
the bishop was doing exorcisms every night.
There needs to be some sort of resolution.
After the bishop left, the first attempted fix was for Jody to move in with another family involved with connections. The opinions Kevin shared about what happened with that family reflect only his beliefs, and we have not been able to verify them.
According to that, after 6 weeks and trying to seduce the husband of the family, they kicked her out.
While there was no way to prove that Jody had been held against her will, the police knew for a fact that Russell and Eve had been. Ruby documented one particularly horrific confrontation between Russell and Jody, whom she refers to frequently as G-Joe. G-Joe takes Russell on a little walk to the pool, Ruby wrote. She talks on how Russell has love twisted.
No, not the pool
G-Joe
with a
then
child.
pushed Russell into the pool. Meanwhile, Kevin recounted the events after Jody either escaped or was kicked out of the other family's home.
It was at that point that they said, "Why don't you take her up to your house?" And I was
So
like,
they just passed her around like a puppy.
I don't want this in my house. But I was beaten over the head with it. Like, that's really insensitive. You know, she's done so much to help our family. And
Done so much to help. Like, what abuse the kids?
Being selfish, and she has needs. And come on, like, it won't be for long. And so I relented, and I was like, okay.
Later in his second interview, Kevin told the police about the drastic changes that took place in the Frankie house after Jody moved in.
The moment she showed up in my house, just the weirdest crap started happening. Lights turning on and off, sounds of people walking in walls, and like sounds like footprints going up walls and across the ceiling, and stuff floating around. And I became the resident exorcist. That was the title I came up with myself. I thought it was kind of funny. Whenever she started to like go into a trance and go into possession, which started to be a lot.
The resident
and
exorcist
Ruby would go up
funny.
and check on her. It started like every 4 hours at night, and then it moved every 2 hours at night, then it moved every hour at night, and then at some point Ruby said, "You know what, I'm just going to start sleeping in there, and if I need you, I'll come down and get you."
Kevin said that Ruby and Jody began sleeping in the same bed. However, this was only the beginning.
So that's
and
where this was
soon
headed.
Kevin noticed that he was being subjected to unique restrictions.
I could leave when I wanted, but I couldn't come back until Ruby gave me permission. I couldn't come into the kitchen to eat until Ruby gave me permission. And the upstairs where Jody roamed was completely off limits. Ruby would dictate all of the terms of how our interactions would be when we would talk. No matter what I did, no matter how much
This man was a prisoner in his own
tried
home.
to track better, be truthful and not be selfish. Every week it was like, you're being manipulative, you're being selfish, you're lying,
That's
you're
textbook
hiding
manipulation, being
something, you're still
projected onto
hiding
him.
stuff. And I really started to question my sanity, honestly. It became more and more and more and more and more isolated.
This man was
Jody
being
had an
gaslit
approved
into oblivion.
list of men that I could make phone calls to.
This appeared to be a method Ruby repeated with Russell at Jody's house. Ruby recounted in the journal how she woke one night to find Russell missing, and a note
Where is
written in
that boy
pebbles on the
going at
balcony
night?
which read, "Jail. I will call when I get there." Panicked, Ruby said she and Jody searched the house, then got in their cars and began driving around looking for Russell, which Ruby described as racing the devil. They brought him home. Disturbingly, she went on to describe the concession of letting Russell sleep in a bed and feeding him a full meal the next day as like stitching up a patient knowing you didn't get all the cancer out.
Okay, look at me. Don't say help anymore.
You just said it.
Yeah, so I'm very
She
clear.
compared feeding a child
what
to
I'm
leaving
talking
cancer
about.
in...
Don't say that again. Do you understand? Because next time you won't be smiling on your face.
Kevin explained that the situation never improved as everyone tried to appease Jody and Ruby.
So I was completely cut off.
Just bending to their
If I went to my church leaders, I was seeking enablement. If I went to my family, I was seeking enablement. If I went to anybody, I was seeking enablement. I felt trapped. And that's where I was all the way up until the
They
last
completely
week of
isolated
July,
this man from everyone.
when Jody called me one day out of the blue and just said, "I don't understand why you're not getting it."
While everything the police had learned so far was certainly horrific,
So now the police
they would
are
soon
finally
realize
piecing
that
this
it
together.
almost got unimaginably worse for the children. Based on the journal entries, the authors believed that the children's bodies needed to be engaged in painful good work as punishment. Just as Ruby and Jody set out to look for rural land in Arizona for the Frankie children to work, Ruby got a text. "I found the land." As the move to Arizona loomed dangerously closer, it became obvious that the women wanted the
They were
pair to
planning to
choose
disappear
punishment
with those
over
kids.
respite. In an emotional phone call made from her jail cell, Jody had this to say on the topic.
Nobody wants the truth. Nobody wants the truth. Nobody wants the truth because these kids. I told Doug, I
really
woke
still
up,
thinks
the
she was
spirit told,
right.
it's all the devil. I mean, you've seen him, and he uses these kids, and he uses all of us as the adults, the parents that don't hold the kids accountable. So now it's abusive to make a kid sleep on the floor. It's
She is still
abusive, or it's
justifying this
abusive
from
to-
jail.
You know, that's ridiculous. You can't even raise your kids anymore.
This was the sort of stance Jody put forth through her program, Connections. At its peak, her Instagram had over 10,000 followers, leaving the
10,000
police to
people
wonder just
following
how
this
many other
monster.
children might have suffered the ramifications of her influence. Later, in the midst of the investigation, Kevin continued his story of his family's breakdown.
So that separation continued all the way up until the holidays, maybe. And then
This
Ruby
man lost
ended
everything because of those two.
Jody went home the second week of January. But by that time, like Ruby, Pam, and Jody were completely determined to do this work that they felt God had for them.
They felt God
I thought it was crazy. Like I thought it was just that crazy.
When talking with Kevin, the police learned just how far Ruby was willing to go to pursue her work with Jody.
She wanted to legally, work with Jody's attorney to give Jody
for Jody
8 passengers and become an employee of Connections. Basically, the contract was Ruby gives Jody everything and Ruby gets nothing in return. Our YouTube manager at the time was like, red flags. Like, I don't know how to tell you she's scamming you. Ruby fired him.
Regarding this issue of Ruby and Jody's business entanglement, Ruby made some interesting claims in one of her calls from jail. In fact, she seemed to be changing her attitude towards Jody entirely.
Jody Hildebrandt never was my business partner.
Oh, now she want to flip on Jody.
Nor was I ever her employee. I never received wages from Connections or Jody. In 2019, I hired her as a counselor for my son, and then in 2020, I paid her to be my mentor. She's a whirlpool.
So now she's rewriting the whole history.
Regardless of any legal business arrangements, finances became an increasingly central component of the travesty that befell the Frankie children.
Money always makes it
This became
worse.
clear when police continued reading Ruby's journal and gained further insight into the disturbing reasons she and Jody were looking into moving to Arizona. Jody and I took Eve out into the desert, Ruby wrote. She went out into the heat, barefoot. Eve still
They
tried to
took that
run.
child into
She
the desert
screamed for
barefoot.
another family, water, food, care, love. Oh, Eve, a manipulative ploy. Ruby's journal entry about taking Eve to the desert became even more heartbreaking. Apparently, it was only after Eve collapsed on the road exhausted that Ruby took her home.
Bro, this is
but
evil.
not for long. The very next day, Ruby, Russell, Eve, and Julie all returned to the desert. For the next 3 days, the children were made to weed and tidy a cemetery on a nearby Native American reservation. They were not allowed to wear shoes or
Forcing kids to
gloves,
work in the
despite the
desert
fact that there was broken glass and thorns everywhere. At one point, Russell became so desperate to escape the heat that he stuck his head in the toilet. Footage of this suffering was captured by a local who explained in no uncertain terms to Ruby that she was not welcome there and that she would be filing a police report. This, Ruby wrote in her journal, was a sign that the devil does not want us to take Russell and Eve out of society. Apparently, relocating to Arizona was their chosen method of avoiding further unwanted attention. One has to wonder how long the plan to get to Arizona was in process, though, based on an interaction Kevin mentioned happened before the separation.
Ruby started threatening me with another separation. And just like, this isn't about money, this is about doing God's work. So we continued in that dynamic for the next 6 or 7 months until she went on a trip with Jody and Pam down to Arizona. And I think they, when I read her journal, she went into Mexico or something and bought drugs or something, like prescription drugs for the emergency kits. And when she came back from that trip, before she even brought the bags into the house, she pulled me in
went to
and
Mexico
said,
to buy
"I wanna
drugs
talk
for the
with
kids."
you," and that's when she asked me to leave.
And so Kevin left and got an apartment in Springsville. At some subsequent point, Ruby also left the family home for the house in Ivans to live with
So she moved
Jody,
into
where the
Jody's
lives
place,
of her
of course she
children
did.
would become a living nightmare. Back with Kevin, he said that when Ruby initiated contact again, he had no idea the sinister plan she had in store for their children.
She lured him back
Around
in.
that time,
Bro,
things
this
with
is
Ruby
evil.
started picking up, and I didn't understand why. But Ruby wanted to meet in a parking lot and wanted me to sign over 2 of our cars. Wanted me to sign them over to her name. I'm in total compliance mode at this point. Just like, I'm a good husband, you see, you can trust me.
Ruby's comments on the journal somehow managed to become even more disturbing. She wrote, "This girl would choose to be shot and die than to humble." Even that wasn't the most disturbing part, though, because after locking Eve in the closet overnight, they decided to treat her injuries from the cactus. Ruby said, "The spirit was very strong as Julie and I witnessed Jody cleaning what did not deserve to be clean."
Torturing a child.
Kevin continued his story, discussing the moment he found that his family had disappeared to live in Ivan's, leaving their own house empty.
But when I returned to the house, everything was packed up.
They just vanished on him.
And a neighbor came over and said she asked for the HOA rules and mentioned to him that she wanted to rent the house out. Which I was like, are you kidding me? And she wanted to sell the house.
She wanted to sell the family
couldn't
home
because
too.
my name was on the mortgage.
In another jail call, Ruby revealed that the Arizona scheme had gotten further along than anyone yet knew. One shudders to think what could have happened if Russell hadn't escaped before the
Russell
move.
saved lives that
hold
day
the
for
money,
real.
and I have it in a bag.
With you? Do the police have it?
Well, I don't know what the police took.
But the bag was at Jody's house?
They can't just take people's money. I mean,
She had
that's
cash
not
ready
right.
to disappear
In a
with those
stunning
kids.
twist, the person on the other end of the phone was none other than Kevin himself. In the days following Ruby's arrest, the pair made several phone calls where Kevin tried to ensure he received custody of the children and secured the money that Ruby had pulled
after
out.
all that compliance.
Kevin's demeanor towards Ruby in these calls might be unexpected.
I am committed to our family. I'm committed to you and our marriage. No matter what happens, I will be here to support you in
Bro,
any
she
way
abused
that
your
I
kids
can.
and you say this.
Well, thank you for stepping up.
During this call, Kevin and Ruby agreed to limit their contact going forward to strengthen Kevin's chances of gaining legal custody of the children. A discovery made the next day, though, blew that out of the water.
What did they find?
The bag's gone.
What?
The bag is gone.
What?
There's no bag.
The only thing more shocking than the bag's disappearance was where Ruby had gotten the funds in the first place.
Where did the
Kevin
money
and his
go?
lawyer revealed the source of the missing $85,000 while speaking with police.
That money, she cleaned out their bank accounts.
The kids' savings accounts.
Yeah, and yours too, your joint account.
She took the kids' savings.
That's where
too,
that money came from.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you can have, or if I need to have a discussion with the county attorney. Kevin would kind of like his kids' money back.
Unfortunately, tracking down the money and attempting to return it to the children
stole
would
her own
likely
kids'
become a
savings,
separate
bro. That's
civil
evil.
case. While Ruby didn't comment on this directly while in jail, she had more thoughts to share the longer she was behind bars.
The devil is so sly.
She is still blaming the devil for everything.
I'm embarrassed it took such a huge slap to the face to wake up to it.
On another call with her parents, Ruby proofread a court statement
Now
she
she
wrote
wants
to
to
address
blame
her
the devil
children
classic.
and acknowledge her actions.
I would do anything in this world for you. My willingness to sacrifice all for you was masterfully manipulated into something very ugly.
Now, you don't get to play
I took
victim
from
now,
you all that was safe and soft and good. I took from you your mother. How terrifying this must have been for you. I will never, ever stop crying for hurting your tender souls.
After everything
You are
you put them
such a
through.
very precious part of me. I'm so very sorry.
But no apology in the world could begin to undo the horrible trauma experienced by the Frankie children. In contrast to Ruby's attempt to make amends, Jody's response was the same as it was at the beginning of the
we already know
investigation.
Jody showed zero
Lord says
remorse.
that first they'll lay their hands on you and persecute you, delivering you up to the synagogues and into prisons. And the children shall rise up against their parents and shall cause them to be put to death. That statement right there is what's going on with me. The children shall rise up and put their parents to death, and ye shall be hated of all men for my name's sake.
Ultimately, Ruby and Jody were charged with 6 felony counts of child abuse and neglect
felony counts each. They
Rather than
deserve
go to
every
trial,
single one.
Ruby and Jody pleaded guilty to 4 counts of child abuse. Though their cases were adjudicated separately, they received the same sentences. On each count, Jody and Ruby were sentenced to serve
Here
between
it
1 and
comes.
15
Give them everything
years in
they
prison.
deserve.
The sentences were to be consecutive, meaning both women could be behind bars for up to 60 years, which could be the rest of their lives. Kevin continues to lobby for custody of his children, who were taken by DCFS and placed in foster
deserves
care.
those kids back, man.
The Frankie's oldest daughter, Sherry, is writing a book about her upbringing and has requested the public respect the privacy of her younger siblings as they attempt to recover.
Yeah, please let
While
those
their
kids
current
heal in
status
peace.
is unknown, we can only hope that the Frankie children are at long last experiencing the kindness and gentleness that they deserve.